The B1 Night Rider is in the building. The B1 Night Rider is in the building. Folk, it is Thursday, so you know we got to have our talks. And this week is going to be very special because this week we have on a legend of new black media. That's right. That's right. We have Brother Taurean Reign. I said this week, let's bring him on. We combine talks with my Bet on Black with Kid Gravity series, where we spotlight black businesses and social media people in Hollywood and the arts. And I said, we're going to do this and we're going to do it proper. So, yes. Brother Taurean Reign, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good. It is, I got to do it for the folks. It's sunny today out here in Georgia. It is sunny.
It's the same. It's the same here in Maryland. Like the weather's actually really nice today. You wouldn't
Yes.
think it was. You wouldn't think it was fall. Like my car clocked 84 degrees today. I had to come out of my jacket.
Yeah, I think what are we doing today? I think we 77 today. 79. Yeah, 79. Nice little breeze. The sun is hot. It's all good.
Yeah.
But we know what's not hot, folks. This constant barrage of let's show how base black people are. And we're not talking about BASED. Just drop the D because they don't care about us. MJ told us this years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They
still
don't care
holds weight
us.
to this day.
Yes, sir. And we got a lot to talk about. Because a lot has happened over the last week, especially with these midterms. And Lord have mercy, November 8th is going to be fun. But I'm going to let my guest introduce himself, and then we're going to get into it because I want to get his opinion on something that just came out.
All right. Well, for those of you who are unaware who I am, I'm Taurean Reign Reloaded. Been doing videos on YouTube probably since 2016. Well, actually, I started my original YouTube channel when I was in college back in 2010. And it's crazy to, think how long ago that was now when you put it in hindsight. But really, when I was doing videos at that time, it was just basically college stuff. I kind of wish I still had that channel so people could actually go back and look at where I was then versus how I am now, the growth and everything like that. Because what I was talking about back then was nowhere near where it is now. Then I just kind of stopped from doing videos on there after I graduated from college in 2011 and then picked it back up in like 2015 when I did one of those ancestry DNA things, and I just recorded my results, and I had started to gain an audience from that, and then I just left it alone again. At that time, I only had 344 subscribers on the channel, and then all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? I came across something that made me want to dust off that particular channel again, and said, let me go ahead and see what I can contribute. And at first it was like, I don't know if I'll enjoy it because I didn't really like the sound of my voice or anything like that. So I would record things just to see how my voice would sound because I want to know how I sound, because I guess however I would sound, the audience would, receive that as well. But everybody's palate is different. So the whole opioid plague stuff kind of just fell into my lap unexpectedly. And I said, oh, this would be perfect for me to like kind of really relaunch my channel and like really take it seriously. And then I just started doing videos repetitively over and over again. I used to upload so many videos a day before I had a set schedule of 3 a day. And people just started to come over. People started to, figure out who I was. And I just started to get into my own groove and, started gaining an audience. The original channel got up to like 15K. And then unfortunately, in October of 2017, I put out a video where just the title alone, I guess, certain people of the PC kind got offended what I was saying in the title, just the title. And that channel ended up getting taken out. Luckily for me, I had a backup channel, to the side, to warn my subscribers that the channel had got taken down. Then started up this one. This one almost got taken out almost immediately. I had to put it on private for a little bit to like save it and use another channel. And, then this one is, long story short, here we are now, 50,000 plus subscribers later. And after a lot of revamping, but still keeping the message the same, I got returning people, I may have lost some people, but it is what it is. I've gotten new people, and also, that's mainly a tribute to people like Professor Black Truth, who I always like to shout out whenever I get a chance, because he was a huge reason why my channel had some exponential growth. Because you get a word in from him, like that's like getting the hand of God. So when he basically put it out there, about my channel, people would come over and they would say where they came from, or things of that nature. And I always like to pay it forward too, like if it's someone who's up and coming, because I know how hard it is to grow on YouTube when you talk about the stuff that we talk about. So if I find people
Mm-hmm.
are lined up with me and my line of thinking, I will put them out there as well. And people trust my judgment. And I say, just make sure to tell them who sent you. And then that's how people end up growing. As a matter of fact, I see Afro Elite is right here in the chat, and shout out to him because he just crossed 3,000 subscribers like yesterday. And I
Yes,
remember
sir.
when I first came across his channel, he didn't even have 500 subscribers, and that was just a few months ago. So
Yes,
imagine
sir.
his growth from that time to now. And I remember when I had just listened to some of the things that he was saying, see how he moved on Twitter, being, coming onto his channel to do a collab. I had put, a word out there about him on my community tab, and now see where he is right now. And now he's really found his groove, because I always like to see the growth in people, because it kind of
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of where I was. And when I look at his videos from then and see how he is now, you can tell that he's really, really, really comfortable now. I mean, kid, you know how he, like with these Twitter spaces. Perfect example. That's probably where the bulk of his following came from, is from them
Oh
Twitter
yeah.
spaces. So, he's found, it's like he's found his footing. He's found,
Yeah.
and everything like that. And I've always told people, if you're going to do these kind of videos, you have not really officially made it on like YouTube or anything like that until you've gotten trolls. And I think he might have gotten trolled more than me. And I've been doing this a
Mm.
little bit longer. But I'm very glad at his growth. Also, shout out to Beatzilla, because he had a milestone where he hit 1,000 subscribers. You have a milestone. Um, Black Alpha Network, he has a milestone. And, I'm glad that everybody is hitting their marks and everyone is doing the work, and because we're literally following behind the foundation that has been laid down before us, because we didn't kick this off. We're just following in the footsteps of people who started the same way we did. But we are just finding our own space and our own platform to really push ourselves out there and get the narratives out there that need to be pushed for the masses with what we have. And it's crazy because see how great our voices are when we don't even have a big financial backing. We don't have a
Mm-hmm.
financial backing of a CNN or MSNBC or Fox News, as I like to call it. We don't have millions of dollars all between us, but our voices are so amplified on social media that people are seeing who we are. I mean, look at Big Sister Loudmouth, as I call her, mention people like Kevin Samuels and Tariq by name. So
Yes, sir.
even in a very disparaging tone that she did, in a very tacky one, especially when she mentioned Kevin Samuels, because the man's been deceased since May. But we are grabbing their attention. We just have that effect, and they hate it when they hear the words old black media or the dead black media. They hate hearing that. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why you have people like Roland Martin always having to emphasize, oh, real black media. We know it's a gloating thing that he does, because he's scared of his position being snatched away from him. But
Yes, sir.
yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I can go on and on and on all day about it, but I just love it here. Like I'm glad. I feel like we are in the right space at the right time. Like this is the perfect opportunity that
Mm-hmm.
in space and time that we are in. I always say timing is always an interesting thing, and I feel like we struck gold right here, and we haven't even scratched the surface.
Yes, sir. All right. Now, before we get into it, let's just introduce who's in the chat. We got 25 Kid. Hello, hello. Afro Elite. Yes. Hello, hello. We got Nikki the God. Yes. Nigga God, hello, hello. Hope all is well in the Midwest. We have God, Heat St. Cloud, some chick named Star, Joseph Washington, and Kiana G. Okay, folks, let's begin. Let's begin. Let's begin. Now, I'm sure we're all aware of what the Democrats are doing. They don't care about us, like I said at the beginning. And the best way they think to connect with black folks is through music. We all know music is a universal language. We've seen we've seen Japanese people fall out to Michael Jackson's feet. We have seen Latinos vibe out to hip hop. We've seen this all. But it seems the black Democrat and the Biden sexual decided that to get to these Negroes, you got to go to hip hop. Got to go to hip hop. So they went to hip hop. And Lord have mercy, did they go to hip hop? They brought out Zesty Santana and Trina to do a song called No Voting, No Vucking. Because, of course, they can't say the F word. So they thought they were creative. We all saw the video, folks. It's been universally panned. Brother Torian, how did you feel about that?
I felt like I needed to go and take a shower because that thing made me feel disgusting. And the thing is, I haven't even actually sat and actually watched it in its entirety. I only saw clippings of it and only heard a little bit because I realized something. Everyone who has talked about this could not talk about it at full length. Like they had to like take it in pieces and chop it up and talk about it because it wasn't one of the things they could just play all the way through and discuss after seeing it. And it's like the lengths that they will go in order to try to get votes is absolutely disturbing. How they see black people as, and I had said this in someone else's chat, they paint black people as these hypersexualized teenagers who cannot control their sexual discipline. Like they like no look at what they threw in that. They threw, rap, they threw, if you want to call it that, and sex into a quote unquote campaign ad and threw that at us. And then before that, you had Get Your Booty to the Pole, which was again another hypersexualized ad thrown and targeted at black people, specifically more anything, probably black men. And then, when it came to the thing, when it came to COVID-19, you had Backs That Thing Up, which was another hypersexualized advertisement towards black people again. So I'm like, I hope people are seeing the pattern that they're doing here. Like they always have to use sex as a point to try to throw in black people's face in order to go make them do something. And I said, you don't see that be done by PC artists or other artists from other groups targeting people who look like them or identify as them. It's only us that they do that with. That's all the more reason why when November 8th comes around, I hope they lose badly. Like that, in my opinion, when you see something like that, that's the only consequence right now, at least that I believe is doable, that needs to happen. Like, and then when they question why did they lose, we can point back to something like that and say, oh, this is why. You putting that whole Get Your Booty to the Pole and Backs That Thing Up and all types of stuff like that. That is what people need to go back and look at and see. That is one of the reasons, because it's several reasons as to why you lost. You don't want to talk to us like adults. You want to talk to us like we're children, like we're your children, or you want to talk to us worse. You might want to talk to us like we're your pets, and we're not. And they want to put out this narrative that black people are inherently stupid, or that we're dumb, or we don't know anything about politics. We don't know about business, and it's all by design. Because when you think about someone's, it has to be people behind the scenes that are pulling the strings and definitely pushing this out there and whatnot. But and that's all the more reason why they don't want to cut that check either, because they're fearful of what black people will actually do with it. They keep throwing this thing out there, oh, black people, they're going to waste the money, they're going to go do this. And first off, even if we as black people or FBA did do that, it's none of your business. But that's another thing, we are the most pocket watch people. I'll never forget when Floyd Mayweather did a boxing event, like he had a boxing match against someone overseas, I think in Japan, or one of those Asian nations. And the headline literally mentioned how much he would get paid. Like, why did we have to know that? Just say who he was going to fight, not what he stands to make from the fight, win or lose. But I said that goes back to the pocket watching thing. They did the same thing with Michael Jordan a few years ago, like many years ago, when he was gambling in Atlantic City. Who cares that he's gambling in Atlantic City? Y'all made it seem like gambling is illegal unless you get a gambling addiction and it goes off the rails. But he's gambling with his money. You made it seem like he went to go rob someone to go gamble with their money. But again, that goes back to the pocket watching thing that black people get hemmed up with. Like, they always have to find a way to be in our business. But yeah, to go back to the original point, it was a disgusting and disturbing and very tacky and tasteless advertisement. And for anybody who agrees with anything that was shown in that video, in that ad, they can go straight to hell in a handbasket. You can pick whichever handbasket you want.
All right. And Taurean brought the fire already. Okay, Taurean, we're gonna play with this a little bit. So we did our research over here. We do the research over here. Now, how do you feel about Michelle Obama being behind this, and Steph Curry and Kerry Washington and a whole other list of Hollywood elite?
They funded it. Did they fund this?
I am going to show you. I'm going to show you right now that she funded this. Let me see. Here we go. Here we are, folks. Because I found this via AugSly19 on Twitter. Had the link. They had the link. When you click that link, you go her. You go here. When we all vote, Michelle Obama's When We All Vote engages thousands of voters ahead of this year's midterm election. And you go over to About Us. There she is, prominent. And here's your co-chairs. Oh, yes. Even her. They got even her. And I know black people like her. And they got we already know, but we'll say it on here because we don't want to get in trouble. But yeah, you got J-Lo, you got Mr. Hamilton himself, Janelle Monáe, Chris Paul, Megan Rapinoe, Shonda Rhimes, of course, Kerry Washington. Yeah. Yeah, they were behind this. And Shaq, by the way. And Shaq. Can't forget Shaquille O'Neal. His production company produced the video. So yeah. So I think Shaq is Shaq. I like you, sir, but I gotta do it. You, Michelle, Steph, and all the black people involved in this. Yeah.
Sorry, triple cool.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah, y'all got to get the triple coon. Y'all know better. Y'all saw what happened with Get Your Booty to the Polls, and y'all saw what happened with the V that thing up. You saw this, and you thought this was smart. And the funny thing is, you had no white people in there. You had none. I saw one Asian. I did see one Asian, but y'all know better than that. So, how I'm gonna run that? Y'all gotta take that L. I say, as a collective B1, we just ignore what they do.
They're gonna fall flat on their face.
Oh yeah.
And I cannot wait to see it.
I can't wait to see your PPP on Shaq. I
we
can't
only
wait for that.
have. Well, we should have known about Shaq because remember when he I forgot when it was. He had it was something dealing with his sons where he was saying that when his sons reached a certain age, and it was a very young age, that he would like toss them out or something, like they would be on their own. But when it came to his daughters, he would give them all kinds of financial backing as long as they needed it. So we saw that gynocratic route he was on then.
Mm-hmm.
So when this comes out, oh, it's like it's no surprise.
Yeah, I was done with him when he started taking up with them cops during some of them police shootings. I was like, dude, nah. I could take Charles Barkley doing that. Nah. You're supposed to be from Newark, sir. You know how them cops are. But again, he's a cop too, so I should have been surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. But let's move on. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. They dropped the trailer on Monday.
It was Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay,
no,
Tuesday.
Hold on. No, wait.
No, it was Monday.
It was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday.
Yeah, it was Monday. It didn't move me. The only thing that I liked is they finally got a character right. They made sure Namor could fly. But it didn't move me. I did a breakdown of the trailer. It didn't move me. It wasn't enough action for me. But you know, I did like how Marvel slipped in that Namor was going to talk to Black Panther's mom any kind of way. I did see that. I know that missed a lot of people's purview, but yeah, I ain't with this. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to see this movie in the theater. I don't know.
Well, the movie is 2 hours and 41 minutes, so it is relatively long. They said it's the second longest behind Endgame, which is like 3 hours. So it's like short, like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but we understand Endgame. We understand that. This, I don't know. 3 hours, I need another trailer. That's what I need. I need another trailer. Hype me up, please. I'm not hyped.
Well, I understand why they wouldn't show all of that in the trailer. Well, they couldn't show it, like every single thing in the trailer. Like I said, the movie's 2 hours and 41 minutes long. So imagine what we have not seen yet. And it almost makes me wonder how long the rough cut is. If that movie's 2 hours, if that's the final cut,
probably like 4.
How long was it when they started taking certain like stuff out?
Yeah, probably like 4.
Other film itself. But I'm gonna check it out because I'm just curious. I'm curious to see what they're going to do. I mean, they had that big reveal at the end, but it's not surprising to anyone. I'm just actually, it's kind of shocking that they actually showed it. Considering, but the toy spoiled that. Whenever they got to promote toys, that's always going to be the spoiler part right there. If you got kids, good luck. But I'm curious to see what is actually going to happen with it. Now I know a lot of people said, like St. Cloud said in the chat, he said ain't nobody got time for a 3-hour T'Challa less movie. Here's the trick bag. This is the trick bag right here. And Kid, you probably know exactly what I mean by this. So how they always try to say, people say there's not enough movies out there with Black representation or Black lead. So what happens is they'll give you something, and if people don't go and support it, they'll use that as an excuse to not produce any more of those. That's why I got so mad when what happened with Birth of a Nation with Nate Parker, because I'm like, oh my God, do you know what that could have opened up the doors to for more of our Black heroes who actually existed? But when that happened, have we seen another slave revolt movie since then? And that was back in 2016. I don't think we've seen another revolt movie since then.
I could find out, But yeah, I hear what
Is
you're
it
saying. But here's my thing with it. How do I say this without saying it? All right, fuck it. I'm just gonna say it. I don't like the fact that the agenda's going through. I don't like that because even before they started filming, they were talking about how Nakia's pregnant and she got the kid and he's supposed to be Black Panther later on down the road. I'm like, why are you bringing a single mother into this movie? We didn't need to go there. Like we don't even see that relationship really develop. But now all of a sudden she's gonna have a kid 4 or 5 years later.
well, I told
That's one
one
thing.
thing.
That's one thing.
Well, one thing that I had said that I had told people that I wish we could have had or that we was robbed of, you know, by them not recasting them, is we were robbed of the T'Challa and Storm wedding. Because as we know, like in the comics, T'Challa and Storm get married and they have a child. Of course, they annulled the marriage because they didn't even want black love in the comic series, but we know why that is. They don't even want to
Right.
see that in real life. I said that would have been something beautiful to see on screen. I remember when it was announced that Black Panther was coming into the MCU, and that was the first thing that came to my mind is that I cannot wait to see that play out on screen, because you don't have a lot of even like in movies, you don't have like a lot of relate like black relationships shown on screen, at least in a nice and organic and positive way. It's always some kind of flaw, it's always some toxic stuff. But to have that, and it's combined with a superhero narrative, and then with the introduction of her character, we know who will come next behind her, which would be the X-Men. That would be like a perfect rollout right there. But now, without T'Challa being there, this is what ends up happening. Now they said the route that they could possibly go with is, because now that they're doing the multiverse thing, is they can have a variant of him, since now all of this is happening, since there's multiple variants happening and popping up all over the place. It was just like the timing of it was just unfortunate, with Chadwick Boseman passing away just a few months before they was going to start filming. And most people were saying, well, they wish what could have happened was, could they have delayed the film and see if they could have found another actor to recast. And one thing I was thinking is, what if they did reach out to other people, but they felt like they couldn't do it because they felt like they would have been stepping on his toes too soon or too early, or maybe they felt like they couldn't do it because the thing is, he is the first person to portray that character in the MCU, and he only had his first film, the Civil War, Infinity
Right.
War, and Endgame.
Okay.
So he
Yeah.
only had his one solo film while he was basically being a supporting character in other movies. So he only had one shot at the spotlight. And other people probably felt like they couldn't do it. And this thing is, I can think of a few people that probably could have taken that spot. Like, there's a couple names that come to mind, and maybe they just felt like they couldn't do it. That I'll admit, those were going to be some heavy shoes to fill, because he really brought that character to life to the point where he probably, was, he couldn't go anywhere without someone coming up to him doing this. I remember when he was speaking at Howard University for the commencement. All the people that saw him when he walked out of there with his robe on, getting ready to speak, even before he got up on the stage to speak and they announced him, everyone started doing this and yelling out Wakanda forever. So like now it's like he was locked in with that role. So when it comes to recasting, it's easy for us to say to recast it, but unless you are in that position like Ryan Coogler, and I can even throw Kevin Feige in there, it's a difficult process. That's a very difficult process unless you're the person who actually has to be that decision maker. And I'm sure it was a hard decision for them to say, we are not recasting him. Like, they probably was like, okay, was this the right move? Is this the smartest move? How is this going to play out in the long run? And then on top of that, This is a 2 hour and 41-minute movie. Again, we don't know what could happen in this movie. They could probably throw a variant in there, but they just didn't tell us about it. See, it's easy because they can say, oh, we chose not to recast them. That's what they said then. What has changed now? And one thing you got to remember too, a couple weeks ago, which is probably why they took them a while to drop this trailer, they did some extensive reshoots.
Yep.
So who knows what they threw in there that we haven't seen yet. So until this movie comes out, we don't know what they put in there after we thought they were completely finished. So I'm gonna just leave it right there. And after this, if I was Ryan Coogler, I would take a long vacation because I know this had to be had to be a stressful shoot for him because he had that incident at the bank last year. Remember, was it last year or earlier this year? So
this year.
So I know that he is probably going through it. And then on top of that, they said that this movie is really good. They are considering having him be the director for Secret Wars. Now that's going to be a huge film because that's following behind the Kang Dynasty, which comes out in a couple years. Like that's going to be the part 2 of that, which is like this saga's Infinity War and Endgame. So, so he's going to have a lot on his plate. He actually had to not be a part of the Creed 3 in order to do this Black Panther movie.
Right. Yeah. The only thing is too, he said that he was going to actually quit after what's the name died.
Who, Chadwick Boseman?
Yeah. He said he was seriously considering quitting.
Yeah, I mean, like you gotta understand, like that was like he was this, of course, he's the star of the movie. They developed a very good working relationship, and Ryan Coogler just seems like an all-around cool person to work around and be around. You can tell that he's very sought after in Hollywood. His star has definitely gone up. I remember watching Fruitvale Station, and to this day, I can only watch that movie one time. I cannot watch that movie.
Yeah, I can't do it again.
That was a one-time watch for me. And I remember being in the theater watching it, and when that scene came out, like the tears instantly flowed because I knew what was about to happen, especially since they showed the real clip at the very beginning of the movie. But yeah, Ryan Coogler is definitely doing extremely well for himself. I know he has, like I said, when we all found out that Chadwick Boseman had, passed in 2020, back in August of 2020, one of the first things that we said or thought about besides him passing was, oh my God, he was about to shoot the next Black Panther movie. What's about to happen? Like that was something that was like flowing through people's minds at the time. And I said, I couldn't even imagine being a cast member or being Ryan Coogler or even the people at Marvel, what was going through their minds when all of this was happening. Of course, his family was definitely going through it too. So like I said, unless we are the people that are in that room who have to make that decision, you never know, because this wasn't like a split decision that Ryan Coogler and Kevin Feige made overnight. Like they literally had to sit on this for months to decide if they were going to recast them or they were going to go the route that they did. But again, they just did a whole bunch of reshoots. We don't know what those reshoots hold. I remember when they came out with Doctor Strange a couple months ago. They did a whole month worth of reshoots for that movie, like every single day, starting from like Thanksgiving all the way almost running to Christmas. So you never know what they're going to put in there when it comes to this movie. And one thing I love it is that they're kind of keeping things kind of close to the chest with this. They're kind of being a little bit secretive as much as you can, but in this social media age, it's kind of hard. So if you get spoiled, it's like, but I am putting my trust that Ryan Coogler is going to treat this with the utmost respect as he did with the first one. And I'm sure that hopefully they don't try to snatch away some of his budget like they did when it came to Infinity War. That's why the last fighting scene between him and Killmonger looked the way that it did.
Yeah. All right, let's find out what his budget was. Let's find out what his budget was. I'm curious. Endgame was what? Wasn't like almost 200?
I can look it up. Hold on.
Let me see. Black Panther.
356 million was Endgame's budget.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
And you can see why. You can see why.
Yeah. Well, it was a lot, and you got to pay everybody and a lot of stunts and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Yeah. Huh.
And the Infinity War budget was 316 million. So you're talking about a $40 million, no, $30 million difference
Yeah.
between the both of them. So you got to think when you look at that last scene, and people was like, why does the last scene look like that? Why does it look like some CGI from the early 2000s? It's because they took some of the budget for the visual effects of that scene and put it into Infinity War, which we know was about to come out that fall, came out a couple months later. So that's where they funneled that money into. But I think after that, after they got a verbal beat down from a lot of the fans, they realized, look, whatever budget y'all give Ryan Coogler this time, let him keep it and let him put it all into there. And then it was also some things at the time when they were saying how I think that was at a time when the visual effects artists went on a strike or something like that because they wasn't getting paid enough. So
Yeah.
when that happened, then when we saw that and we heard about the strike, we was like, okay, now it's starting to make sense. And you got to pay them because they are a huge lifeline of your show or your movie that has a lot of visual effects and CGI, because you don't want that stuff to look really, all janky. That's why a lot of people, when they be trying to hide their bad effects, they make night scenes because you can hide the rough cuts in there somewhere, because in the light you can definitely see what went wrong.
Who knows? We might see Killmonger in this movie. You never know. We always like to
Exactly.
throw. We always like to throw something in there.
I told people this. I said I told someone in another chat. I said if they put Killmonger in this movie, I might do a victory lap around that theater. I'm not even gonna lie, because especially since everyone loved his character so much, and a lot of people said that they feel that he should pick up the mantle of Black Panther, because we don't know what they did with his body after he died in the first one. He gave that speech when he said throw me in the ocean, and it's crazy when you say throw him in the ocean. It's like, if they really did throw him in the ocean, would the Namor character or his tribe, would they have found his body in that ocean, seeing as how that's where they dwell?
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. I mean, when the movie comes out, everybody gives their take on it and whatnot.
I'm gonna try to. You know what? I'll see if I could try to get a Thursday ticket, because the tickets are out now. I'll probably buy them tomorrow.
Yeah.
See if I could get the jump on these other YouTubers. They probably saw it like that Monday or something.
Yeah, if you're a person that does like movie reviews or like in that kind of stuff like that, you might get tickets and go to the premiere, which means you'll probably see it a whole week before we do. So
But they usually tell them. They usually tell them to drop it like the day it comes.
Yeah,
out,
like
the night before.
Yeah, like when the embargo lifts, which
Yeah.
I thought was so smart for them to do when it came to what was it? I think they did it with Infinity War and Endgame, which was to release both of those movies in the years that they came out. I mean, on the same day worldwide, because worldwide releases, they always have different release dates. So
yeah, I just looked at it. They said it's going to be international first before it comes here.
Okay.
Like Australia and Italy get it first, and then we get it on the Friday.
Yeah.
Well, the whole world will get it on Friday.
Yeah. But like I said, when it came to Endgame and Infinity War, they didn't do one place gets it first, then we get it next. They said, no, we can release it all on the same day here and abroad, which I thought was a smart thing to do, which I think was a huge reason why it was so successful. And I think they did it because they didn't want leaks and spoilers and stuff like that. I think a lot of movies who do international releases should start looking into doing that, honestly. If they can.
Superhero movies, yes. Action movies, yes. Like, maybe like the lower budget ones, nah.
Probably not. Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, it is what it is. But yeah, when it comes to the first two, yeah, especially the first one, for sure.
Speaking of which, the Stud King. I gotta just put the nail in the coffin. I just gotta put the nail in the coffin with the Stud King. $51 million, folks. It made its budget back. Let's give it a round of applause.
It gets a snap.
Yeah, there you go. They have to make 125 million, folks, and they've started taking it out of theaters. So there you go.
So do you mean to tell? So wait, they couldn't even last through the 45-day window?
They started take. I read a report. They were around 3,700. The next week they were down to 35. They started taking it out. And I there's someone in there that I like heavy, and I couldn't go watch it just because of her. I couldn't do it. I have morals. I can't watch subjugation movies. I can't do it. Just like this Will Smith movie, Emancipation. I'm not gonna go see it, even though it's on Apple TV and I get it for free. I'm not seeing it. Can't do it.
Yeah, and they
I don't want to hear his bad Louisiana accent. And I can't see him running from white supremacists. That just looks really bad on optics.
Yeah, and I had heard about who he's supposed to be playing. I was watching Corey Holcomb, and they were talking about that. They had brought that up about who he was portraying, and I was like, oh, from that picture, like the guy that has all the lashes on his back, that's who he's portraying. It's a very infamous slave picture. And I said, oh, that's who he's portraying. And then, of course, now with that, they're saying, oh, there might be some Oscar buzz around it, because they love to throw Oscar buzz around this type of movies. But then they said, I don't know. It's going to be kind of iffy because, of what happened earlier this year. We're split if we're going to nominate him or not. And, if we do nominate him, we know he can't come to the awards show. And if he does win, we're just going to have to mail him his award. So he can't really give a speech. I mean, he can give a speech, but he'll have to do it maybe on his YouTube channel or his Instagram page. But he won't be doing it on his, in the telecast. It's not going to be on the telecast, not even virtual. Like, we can't even call him in from Zoom and have him accept his speech. So yeah, they said that they're like split on that, but they, like I said, they love to give they love to give nominations to those type of awards. I mean, to those type of movies. I even heard, speaking of, you call it a Stud King, they said that they might even try to look to giving nominations for that too. I said, of course they would.
Yeah,
because that's another stereotype right there that they'll put out there. So they even said that they might look into or people are pushing for them to possibly nominate Angela Bassett for her portrayal in the new Wakanda Forever movie, which I personally, if they do give her a nomination, I would give it to her over Viola Davis.
Yes.
Even though she's playing a fictional character, but the way that I'm seeing her deliver those lines in these trailers, I know she's going to give a hell of a performance overall. And I like that they're doing this, because in the first movie, Angela did not have a big part. Like, she was really like the epitome of a supporting character. She didn't have that many lines. She didn't have that many scenes. Yeah, she was a grieving widow. Now she has to be a grieving widow and a grieving mother. So now she has and
ruler.
Yeah, so she has a lot. So just based on the trailer and the line she has that she's delivering and how she's delivering them, I think that they should nominate her for a couple of awards and even win some. And she's long overdue. Angela Bassett has been acting since before many of us have been born, and she manages to nail every role that she does, even if it's in movies that we may not be too fond of. But we know if she's in it, she's going to give the performance of her life, even if she is a supporting character, even if she has to say one line. I'll never forget when I was in college. Someone said Angela Bassett is such a good actress that even when she's crying and eating a sandwich, she's good. And they were talking about a Tyler Perry movie she did. And it was a scene where she was eating a PB&J and she started crying. It was like, she's so good that she eats, even with her eating and crying at the same time, she's so good.
And we can't forget that even at 62, I tried. But I fuck with Courtney B. Vance. Fuck with him.
Yeah. I don't think you'll be alone, with that narrative, because Angela Bassett is definitely, with ageless beauty. And speaking of, originally they wanted her to be Storm in X-Men, but she said she just didn't like how the character was written, so she backed out of it. And I think she would have been a Firestorm, but they gave it to Halle Berry, and at that time Halle Berry's stock was really high. So to also bring in a younger audience and some eye candy for sure, they casted Halle Berry. So there's that. But I think she would have been a Firestorm. But her being in this role that she's in now, at least now she's in the MCU, and she's playing a role that I think is actually very suited for her. If they give Angela some fighting scenes in this movie, I'm gonna lose it. She still got them arms. She still got them arms. I said, I'm looking at the trailer. I said, do y'all see she's still kind of toned? But when she was in What Love Got to Do with It, that woman had biceps. I'm like, whoa, she was lifting the gym off the foundation.
Hang on, I need a second. All right, second done. I had to calm down a little bit, but yes. Angela, come talk to me one day. One day, just let me, even if it's 15 minutes. I can help you do press for the movie. 15 minutes, that's all I need. But
right,
yeah, but there was also a rumor, and I'll get to your question. Heat St. Cloud. They're saying Keke Palmer might do a biopic about her.
Perfect casting.
Okay.
I've always said that. A lot of people have said that Keke really does look like a young Angela Bassett, and she really does. Like in the face, she really looks like her, and I think that she could definitely pull it off if they ever decided to do a biopic about her. I think she actually could do it, honestly. Cool. Now, I understand a lot of people aren't fans of Keke Palmer, but I will say that when she does get a particular role, she can definitely pull it off. Like I will say, like that she was one of the best parts of the movie Nope. Like she kept it. I don't know if did you see that? Okay, I would say like she really kept the energy high. Like her character in the movie, she was a very highly energetic character. Of course, they had to slip something in there about her character. I'll let you hang on to that one. But I would say that she was definitely one of the best parts of that movie for sure.
Cool. All right, let's get to Heat St. Cloud. He said, not to change the subject, but I heard they may have a Gargoyles movie coming. Well, one of the writers that did the comic back in the day, they're starting to write new comics for that under the Marvel banner. So that's one thing. But I have heard that's been bandied around for years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that's gonna work, really, especially with the animatronics. I don't know. I know how Disney is. They cheat. They like to go CGI all day, every day. I don't know if we'd pay to go see a CGI version of Gargoyles, even if you got Keith David doing the voice.
Well, hold on. They have a gargoyle floating around right now in real life that's still breathing, and their name is Rudy Giuliani. They can just simply cast him.
Leave the Hudson alone.
Like that's one of my nicknames for him is the Gargoyle. And kid, I know you are familiar with him because you was living in New York while he was the mayor. So I would say definitely, you could cast him because you can't tell me that he doesn't at night go and sit on top of a cathedral on a dark, stormy, rainy night and just sits there looking as ugly as he possibly can. So if they need to cast one person to be in that role, look no further than Rudy Giuliani, because he has been a gargoyle all of his life.
I say he should play the Mole Man in the Fantastic Four movie. That would work, and that would piss the laugh off. That would be fire.
Or he could be, or he could be Clayman from Batman. Especially when he had that stuff.
He's not cute enough. Cause remember his origin, he was an actor that got owned. So,
he can be after. Well, he can be after the.
He could be Penguin. He should have been Penguin.
Oh God.
or he could be Scarface. He should be Scarface. And we get a white guy. He'll play Wesker. That would be funny. But let's continue. This is a good conversation. I like this. By the way, Woman King lost to Avatar, so there's that.
As far as what?
They re-released Avatar.
Because they re-released Avatar. Okay, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. You lost to a re-release film that came out in 2009. That's crazy. Like that should tell you something.
And it's about to run into a brick wall next week.
Oh yeah.
Halloween Kills comes out next week.
Halloween Ends comes out next week. Yeah.
And then
And
guess what comes out the week after?
and Black Adam. So after that,
next
like
week.
it's pretty much done. Like what
It
it's gonna be
ain't
like the Woman King is literally gonna be like a tumbleweed going across the dirt road in the old West. Like literally, that's what it's gonna
Right.
look like. But yeah,
Viola, hey, you gonna lose to Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
oh, it's not even gonna be in the theaters anymore after that. Like it's like no one's gonna be thinking about the Woman King when that comes out.
Yeah. So there's that. Yes, Halloween Kills the Woman King. Yes. I'm sure there's some Z-lister that will do that. Gargamel from Smurfs. His nose is not long enough.
No, the person I compared or said looked like Gargamel was Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Ooh.
Yeah. When she was still alive and she had said them things that she said about black people, I didn't forget. That's why when she passed on, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even have enough acknowledgement to do a triple P on her when she passed. I was like, oh, it is what it is. But I remember what she said about black people, and I said she looks like Gargamel. You can't tell me that she don't. Like really, like get her picture of her face and think of Gargamel. If you remove her glasses, she looks just like that character.
Yeah.
All she needs is a black cat.
Well, there was a positive with this whole Woman King fiasco. They got paid.
Yeah, I mean,
but this is what they're gonna look like. This is what they're gonna look like next week and the week after when the movies drop.
You kill me when you play that clip. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's so perfect.
It's crazy because I know what episode of Family Matters that is, and it's a sad episode too. It's a sad episode too.
But just know when Candace Owens gets her wake up call, that is going to be on repeat for about 10 minutes.
I told people when the Coonstress gets her wake up call, we are going to have a nice marathon stream on my channel when that happens. Her and Fakem. I don't care if they happen at the same time, that'll be phenomenal. But that's like catching lightning in a bottle. So I will, be realistic and say that it's going to happen at separate times. But when they do, and because they will, trust and believe it's going to be like chef's kiss. It's going to be like the best day ever. And we cannot wait when that happens.
I can't wait till November 8th. I can't wait.
We know that you can't wait. I think out of everybody that I have a conversation with when it comes to the election, you are probably the one that's anxious about it the most, because it's like because you're really deep into the political spectrum. So, most people wouldn't understand why. I mean, they should, if they are aware of what could happen, go either way. I said it's going to be, I told people it's going to be a lot of laughs. It's going to be a lot of tears. It's going to be a lot of happy faces. It's going to be a lot of sad faces. It's going to be a lot of
cussing.
People.
A lot of cussing.
Oh yeah, people are going to be cussing like pirates and sailors that day. Like literally, like nothing else is going to be in the vocabulary, but 4 and 5 letter words.
I swear to God, when all right, we got to play it. We got to show it. Essence, how far you fallen? How far you?
Now I have not seen this. Why does this look? Hold on. Why
this is real?
She look like? Why does she look like an ornament?
Why does she look 20 pounds lighter?
Now she
this
just took.
Is real,
then, she took that picture when she went to Chick-fil-A.
Was that before or after she told black folk no reparations?
That was probably after.
All right. Folk, when she loses on the 8th, bro, I don't care how late it is. I am going to stream this. I will have on. It's going to look like December 31st. I am getting poppers for this because y'all don't understand how much I loathe this woman. This woman, if she's elected, Georgia is done for black folks. I hope y'all understand this. I tell you this all the time. We cannot have this woman under the gold dome forever for 4 years, because 4 years is going to seem like forever. Black folks are going to lose their livelihoods with this woman here.
I'm holding out hope that they're gonna come to their senses and not vote for her. I mean, isn't her numbers like lacking?
She's down 7 points right now, but shout out to Great Black Shark because he educated me about the Georgia politics. She ain't popular in the southern part of Georgia, and the central part. It's only what's keeping her afloat is Atlanta.
Okay,
but that's still bad if Atlanta's keeping you afloat, but you're still down 7 points.
Yeah, I can't wait to see, and I know that you'll talk about it, so I'll probably just wait and see what you say. But I can't wait to see what them exit poll numbers are going to be looking like. I'm talking about all the way down to the simplest demographic. I'm talking about gender. I'm talking about race, age.
Oh, I'm more concerned with how AAPI came outside, because if they lack those numbers, man.
Not only them, but the Latinos too, because she went out there and she flaunted herself
but
in
Latinos
front of them.
Always go to the Republican side. She's really she's trying to get to the children, and they can't vote yet.
Exactly.
And those that can vote, listen to their parents.
Do you think this will be
with her?
Do you think this will be her last hurrah? Like if she loses?
Okay, I'm gonna scare y'all folks right now. It's gonna be her last hurrah in Georgia, but I see her taking a shot at the big chair.
What, the presidency?
I think she's gonna be one of the Democrat nominees. I still contend that they're gonna give, since Biden say he gonna run, I still contend that they're gonna try to put Matthew McConaughey up there. I still contend it. But I could see her at them debates.
But
if they say no to Biden, she gonna be on that stage.
However, the wrench that could be thrown in her plan is with the way that he's moving right now could possibly be Newsom.
I'll say no. Only it depends. Here's where it encourages y'all FBA. It depends on how it goes with the reparations task force.
Didn't you talk about Didn't you talk about the latest thing that he just did? About the vetoing when he vetoed them to extend it. When he vetoed the extension.
I wanted to, but since I'm not FBA, I couldn't get into the video, so I said I'm not going to do it. I just did a short about it. But yeah, if that goes the way it should go, and that means California FBA get their reparations, he can ride on that. Because then they'll say, okay, if we get him in as president, he can motivate everybody else. So that'll help him. But right now, he'll probably be one of the first people to drop out. He got way too. People are gonna look at California and be like, listen, you with them Hollywood elites, you got all that dirt from 2020. We can't touch you. We can't.
That's what I was saying too. I said that's possibly what
he could angle for a job in the administration,
but not the presidency.
No. Stacey will get on there because she's a black woman, and she'll get far, but then she'll end up dropping out too, and she'll angle for a job.
Yeah, she.
But I'm telling you, watch Matthew McConaughey. I'm telling you, after these midterms, watch, because if the Republicans take over, he's coming outside.
And what side is he on?
He a Democrat.
Okay,
that's why I said him and Beto are going to be the Texas tornado, because Beto ain't winning Texas. We already know this.
And people gonna ride on the Matthew McConaughey train because he's an actor, much like how they did, much like they did with Arnold Schwarzenegger. A lot of people, let's be real here, a lot of people in California voted for Arnold Schwarzenegger because he's a Hollywood actor.
And I'm warning y'all too. Y'all better not let DeSantis get no type of steam.
That's what I said. I call him the Satan.
You put a battery in that man back, y'all done.
You know what I told? I call him, the Satan or the snowflake.
Oh yeah,
and he more than deserved and earned that name, or both of those names, for me, because of the way and the actions that he has been taking. Professor Black Truth did a video about him and how he mishandled dealing with Hurricane Ian. He said it's just basically amazing how Ron DeSantis can have all this stuff to talk about when it comes to CRT and woke this and politically correct, but when it comes to dealing with a real issue, a natural disaster that is affecting mainly and primarily your state,
He gonna ride
you don't
on
know
this,
what
brother.
to do.
He gonna ride on this. So it says, incredible work in just 3 days, FDOT workers were able to construct and complete a temporary bridge to Pine Island in Lee County after its only bridge was washed away by Hurricane Ian. He gonna ride on this. See, he already got a few fans.
He was probably banking something like that would happen.
Oh yeah. Like he even tweeted out that I worked with all the mayors in the state, even though the government don't like me, and we're getting things done. I was like, okay, yeah. So what are you gonna do with them illegals that are coming down there raiding through Fort Myers? What are you gonna do about them? He did something.
And he already lost the support
and told him. Oh, I know. But he's showing his real white supremacist colors right now because he just went after the illegals.
You're Ron DeSantis, like that fool, that knucklehead it's all over the place right now. It's crazy too, because and here's how you know Ron DeSantis is not a really strong candidate, because this guy only won just shy of Andrew Phillum, as I call him, after what that scandal with Andrew Phillum in that hotel room. So you got to think to yourself, how does a person who just went through a major scandal, which we know would have cost him his election, how do you just barely beat him after that? You would think that he would have won by a landslide, but he barely beat him. Like Andrew Gillum almost beat him with a whole scandal on his back that probably wasn't even a month or like even a couple months old.
Yeah.
So that just shows you he wasn't even a strong candidate then.
Yeah. Here we go. I ain't playing this whole thing.
Like this, we're not going to let
like
bad actors exploit them. That means law and order will be enforced. That means individual Floridians' right to defend themselves and their homes.
Come on, Robot.
Honored. And we've had 4 looters that were arrested, I guess a couple days ago, and they need to be brought to justice, and we're not going to tolerate it. But 3 of the 4 are illegal aliens. And so these are people that are foreigners. They're illegally in our country, and not only that, they try to loot and ransack in the aftermath of a natural disaster. I mean, they should be prosecuted, but they need to be sent back to their home country. Should not be here at all.
Oh shit.
But wait a minute, Ron. I thought you bust them all out, though. I thought you got them all up out of your state and started sent them to Kamala Kamala's lawn. Well, yeah, there too. I thought you got rid of them all. Apparently, you did not. If 3 out of the 4, which is the majority there, was looting as you claim they were. So
you know why he get to talk spicy like that? Because the Cubans in Miami back him. That's why he get to talk spicy like that.
And it's crazy because he's Italian.
Them people that he said were illegal were not Cuban.
Yeah, they were. I can read through the code speak. I bet you they were a bit of a darker hue, right?
No, they weren't. They were actually a little bit darker than him. Not like us, but a little darker than him. But November 8th gonna be fun, blood. But let's do one last thing on November 8th before we move on. Where you at, brother? The DMV area.
Oh, I think I know where you headed with this.
Oh, you know where I'm going with this. another jerk chicken jackass is in our midst. Except this one, you get how they call it? Arroz con frijoles negros. Oh yes. Westmore, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody said in Dwabi chat room he looked like a whole penis with teeth. I was like,
hold on, was it Dr. Short that said that? Because I can
no, it was somebody in the chat. It was somebody in the chat. He said it looked like penis with Dr. Short.
And the thing is, I missed it because I came in late. I came in when they were talking about that ad, and I had missed it, so I didn't catch what he said. So I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the playback.
He was going in. Bro.
Yeah. And rightfully so, because Dr. Short, he's in the DMV area too. So So we're keeping our watchful eye on Wes Moore. Like we are locked in now.
Yes,
of keeping
sir.
a watchful eye on him.
Yeah, but that man, I mean, shout out to you and Miss Great Ape on Twitter for putting me on to this man.
And shout out to her because she's been sending me a lot of stuff
about
him for the last couple of days that I was unaware of. Like, as a matter of fact, when I did the video about him, that part when I was talking about Dan Cox, that wasn't in the original. Yeah, right. When I was talking about him, that wasn't in my original commentary. I had to slip that in there like a couple of days before I uploaded it about him going to Morgan State to do a debate with him. And I'm sitting here like, Wes Moore, you are a black man. We know you're not FBA.
Oh, they're full hot on that, right?
At least not, huh?
Like, they're full hot on that. Like they're
of course
pissed.
They are, because it's like, of course, because like I said, Morgan State is one of 4 HBCUs in the state of Maryland and is ranked as the top HBCU in the state. And it would have been a good look for him to actually be there in front of the student body to do this debate against his opponent. Now, for his opponent to show up there, you gave him the upper hand. And many of them don't even know that this guy has a huge MAGA background unless they actually went and actually did some research on this guy. And you missed out on that to do what, a television appearance? Like, that's crazy. And then, like, of course, you know what I talked about when he was doing the some kind of business entrepreneurial thing for the Latinos, which I said for all the years I've lived in this state, I did not know they had those. They said that this was their 17th annual. So you're talking for the last 17 years, they have had this going on right underneath our nose, and we did not even know. And I'm saying to myself, well, Wes Moore, is there one for black people that you could have gone and attended? Especially since the state of Maryland, especially PG County, is flooded. Well, has a lot of black people in it. But you managed to go to theirs and take pictures and smile and haha and kiki, with Guadalupe and Pedro.
He said it, not me, folks. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that was wild, bro. And like, even like I was in News Total Space last night and we were talking about him. She's saying she's on the ground there. They don't even know who this man is.
It's like
they're trying to turn him into Obama. Yeah,
I was getting ready to say that, like how a lot of people in Chicago didn't know who Obama was. Like, they heard the name, but they didn't really hear about him until he ran for the Senate, like to be senator. Yeah. So like he just kind of popped up. And see, this is the thing. They're going to try to run on a historical thing here, because if I'm not mistaken, if Wes Moore does win, I believe he will be, and don't quote me on this, the first black governor for the state of Maryland.
Yeah, and the third one since Reconstruction.
So, yeah,
that means nothing.
Exactly, it means absolutely nothing.
So I did say this though, and let me see if you agree with this. I said for Dan Cox to pause, for him to
we're just gonna call him Dan C. Okay,
okay, we're gonna call him Dan Pause.
Dan Pause.
Now, for him to widen that supposed 30, not widen, but shorten that 30-point gap that they're saying that he has to make up, he needs to go to West and East Baltimore and really sit down and talk to the folk and be genuine.
Who, Wes Moore?
Like, it's cool you met with the young crowd, but you got to go meet with the crowd that got to go work every day.
You talking about Dan Pause, as we calling him?
Dan Pause, yes, Dan Pause.
And what's I
ain't talking about no church crowd. I'm talking about
hold on. Like, speaking of Baltimore, one thing that can hurt him is, if you remember, who was, and I call him a slumlord over a lot of different residences in Baltimore, was Jared Kushner. Because you remember Jared Kushner, he was over a lot of those like impoverished homes in areas in Baltimore, and how people got exposed that he was a slumlord, like he wasn't putting the money where it was supposed to be. And we know Jared Kushner is the son-in-law to Trump, and Dan Pause is a heavy Trump supporter, and so is a lot of his supporters. So they could connect all of that back, like, hold on, like, I don't know, because Jared Kushner, he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do when it came to Baltimore. And when I saw them pictures, I said, yeah, it looked horrible. It looked horrible of the area that he was over.
Yeah.
Just collecting the money and not doing nothing with it except putting it in his account and probably Ivanka's account too.
So you heard how he owes a $21,000 water bill?
Yeah. Oh, whew. How in the world? A $21,000 water bill? What in the
Did you
First
see this
off,
man's house?
I haven't seen this house.
Son, you got to see this man's house, blood.
He live in a mansion?
What? He lives in Guilford.
Oh.
You got to see this house, blood. They said it was like about $2 million. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, see what I tell you? He settled it yesterday.
With the $21,000 water bill?
Yeah, he pays $21,200 water bill for Baltimore home. Of course he did.
But what?
Of course he did.
How did you skate on by with a $21,000 water bill? And
he had a pool out front. He got a pool out front.
And keep this in mind. The water bill is one of the only few utilities in your home that you do not pay every month. It's every 3 months. How in the world did you manage to just skip all those? That's the home? Is that his home?
I think so.
Yeah, it is.
I was trying to find.
Yeah, that's trying to find. Whoa, that thing looked like a castle.
Yeah, it's huge, bro. Why didn't you give me this picture? Where is it? Yeah, it's huge, bro. No, that's not it. It's one of these. It's like a brick. It's like a red brick house, but the shit is huge.
A $21,000 water bill. That's crazy.
I think it's this. No, it's not. No, it's not it. Yeah, but it's huge, bro. Like I wish. This looks like it. Yeah, it's this one. That's what it is.
Wow. It's a nice home. I'll give him that. It's a nice home, but still, $21,000 water bill.
Yeah, look at this pool.
It's a nice home.
But I'm sure that's probably a couple of years. You can't rack up that much. But the Jamaican is another jerk chicken jackass.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that wasn't a water bill. Yeah, that wasn't a water bill that kicked up just this year. That, like you said, that was over the span of a few years to get to that part. Yeah.
All right, I got rid of the troll. They had to show up. They must have known you were here. But anyway, yeah, we talking with Taurean Reign. We went through a lot. Let's talk about some fun stuff. Now,
fun.
Nothing that's gonna make your blood boil. So, I don't even know how to say this, but I think we're winning. I think we are. I think we're winning because people are actually taking notice when we say things now.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking around just now and kind of find out that people are actually really, really upset at they're really waking up to the Biden finesse. They are actually waking up. They've actually admitted, white supremacist outlets are actually admitting that black people are going to decide these midterms.
That we're going to decide it?
Yes.
They said
like
that
they actually finally acknowledged that we don't buy BS anymore.
Oh yeah, because like I said, they be watching. They got their ears on social media and they be seeing the stuff that we be talking about, especially on Twitter. And they are now realizing that we mean business. Like we're not just going to be out there like some cheap prostitute that you just can sell off to any random person. Like we actually have demands that we want to be met, and putting out those wild campaign ads like the one that they just recently did is not going to work. Like, who are you talking to? Like, who is your target audience? Because it ain't us, and they know that.
Right.
And like I said, it's just it's childish and it's very ignorant at the same time. So either come at us correct or don't come at all. We would rather you do the latter, because you haven't done the former at all.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, it is what it is. Like if they feel like they're losing steam, which they have been for quite some time, then they have no one to blame for themselves. And speaking of blame, someone had said in the chat earlier that if Stacey Abrams loses, she's gonna point the finger at black men. I said, well, let her do it.
Let her do it. I'll go live and say thank you. Thank you. Because
right.
I'm glad I did my point. I'm glad I did my service. Because we can't have you out here screwing us around.
Exactly.
But this is good. This is good. And I'm hearing good things about this Netflix movie, Intergalactic.
I heard about it, but I haven't watched. I heard of it, but I haven't watched it. The animation style kind of reminds me of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes. And shout out to Afro Elite for this. Shout out to he just put this was the other thing I wanted to show you. Now, that video, I ain't gonna say its name. We got the YouTube numbers.
For this video?
Yeah, we got the YouTube numbers.
And I see that dislike meter is extremely high.
Yes, sir. Wait. Click.
It says the no voting. Okay. Doesn't even have 1,000 likes.
Nope. 322,456 views. Okay.
But you want to know,
of course, they had to make sure to pin that it was Atlanta. Had to make sure to pin that.
Listen, I am so glad that Afro posted that with those numbers. Isn't it interesting how this video has less dislikes than that Little Mermaid teaser that has over 2 million? That shows you right there what they prefer to see when it comes to black people. But God forbid a black woman plays Ariel in The Little Mermaid, a fictional character. It's the end of the world. What a shame it is. Tabernacle. Let's throw an asteroid into the water. I'm just saying.
Yes,
I'm just saying. And that 2 million racked up in like a week. Let's see what this is at by this time next week. I doubt it's going to be at 2 million. Not with it being at only 25,000 right now.
Yes, sir. Let me see. David Diggs. I'm just gonna see who's gonna play Sebastian. Wait,
you said his name right.
No. I'm trying to remember if this was the dude they tapped to play Bob Marley. Oh, he was the Hamilton dude. Okay. If he don't come out with a Jamaican accent, I'm telling my wife to go back and get her money back.
I think he'll be able to pull it off.
All right, so that's the last thing he has. All right, say less. I don't think it was him though, but okay, that's good. But yes, that dislike should be at 100,000. But most people see it on Twitter and social media, so
exactly.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and this is actually my first time seeing it on a YouTube interface because, most of us we got exposed to it on Twitter for the most part. That's where I first saw it, and then I started to see it on Instagram. Mainly because the same people that I would see posted it up on Twitter, I follow on Instagram, so I would see it on their pages. But yeah, he said, when did YouTube bring back the dislike? But so
no, you have to watch it on the thing.
Yeah, it's not on the main it's not on the main thing itself. See, like Afro, so he had to pull it up himself, and that's another reason why they took the meters off, so we couldn't see stuff like.
Yeah. Oh no, I know they want us to have self-esteem issues.
I'm gonna have to when we done with the stream, I'm gonna have to screenshot that with the dislikes, because that, like I said, that point that I just made in film animation art said about the Little Mermaid, like that one had 2 million plus dislikes in a week, but this only has 25,000 dislikes. Like I said, like they're literally telling on themselves. This is how they would prefer to see us. But let a black woman be feminine in a movie, then it's like the end of the world. Just like how they kept praising, as you call it, the Stud King. That's how they prefer to see black women, very masculine. And then this one, you got Trina. You know, she calls herself the baddest bitch. And then you
And
got
then,
Saucy Santana.
Zesty Santana.
Well, listen, I got a couple names for him. You know, Saucy and Sasha and Sashay Santana.
Yeah. And then it's just
I didn't think anyone could get worse than Billy Porter, but
Billy Porter, he passe. What I say? Oh, I call him Billy Pre-C Porter because he was high.
I call him Silly Porter because he is silly.
No,
he is a whole clown.
Yeah, but I just find it ironic that Trina did this and then they gave her I Am Hip Hop at the BET Awards.
Go figure. And then, you know, that's crazy too, because, you know, they said this year the BET Hip Hop Awards, we're going to be celebrating Latin culture inside the hip hop. I said, how ironic, that's your theme, considering the talks of, you know, hip hop's origins on Twitter, and that was your theme. I'm like, that first off, that conversation just happened to come up like a month or two ago, and that's your theme already. You mean to tell me you didn't have a theme before then, or y'all just switched it up? I didn't watch it, so, you know,
I didn't watch it either.
So I don't know what they talked about.
The only thing I saw was the clip of the Clips doing grinding. That was the only thing I saw, but I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah,
but he's saying Carl got it right. Look at Meek Mill tweet recently about not us owning BT. They be listening in Spaces. Yeah, they send they trolls and they people in there to go listen to what we're saying.
Yeah, BET hasn't been owned by Black people since 2000. That's crazy. 22 years under Viacom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they air the BET
we
Awards.
See where it's gone.
They be airing the BET Awards on Nickelodeon. Like that just shows you right there. They do. I'll never forget one time the BET Awards, not the hip hop ones, but the regular ones. I was flipping through the channel. It was on Nickelodeon. It was on MTV. I think VH1 and BET, or anything that Viacom owned as far as the cable.
But they damn sure ain't gonna put on CBS.
That's why I said as far as the cable networks. Not, you know, Flow. Yeah, you know they ain't gonna put that on there. Please, no.
You know what's shocking that CBS is
CBS
the only company that doesn't have a cable
the
channel.
Was
you
that?
know CBS is the only of the big three that doesn't have a cable channel.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're the only one. But yeah, you think they were gonna put that on CBS? Like have a re-showing of the BT Awards Sunday at 8 p.m. only on CBS?
That ain't happening. That is not. It was always a running gag back in the day that CBS was like the boring channel. I will never forget. I was watching a episode of Family Matters. Now, you know, Family Matters that aired on ABC, and it was at the end of the episode. Steve and Laura was sitting on the sofa trying to find something to watch. Steve's they flipped through the channels, and Steve said, "Let's just go and see what's on CBS." They turned to CBS. It was some news program on. Laura and Steve both knocked out as soon as they started talking. I said, "Oh, they are shady."
Yeah, they were shady, but then they did it. They went over there for their last season.
Yeah.
Wait, where was that comment? Damn, I just missed it.
Just like Eric Johnson 94 said, she's Dominican. First off, I didn't know Trina had
She's not Dominican.
What is she? She's just
black. Her dad said she was Geechee. Both sides.
Then where in the world
he even came out. He had to come out. They asked him about it. He said, "I don't know what the hell she talking about."
Yeah,
like she Geechee on both sides.
Because I'm saying to myself, Trina, we have listened to your music since you first came out, and not one time on any album that you had, whether it was a single that you released or not, did you utter one Spanish lyric. Not even said probably a word. Maybe you did, possibly because you know you're from Miami, so you're around a lot of Cubans.
Don't count.
So like, you know, I didn't know where that came from. Now, what did shock me was finding out that Fabulous was half Dominican.
I've heard Fabulous say that before. He just doesn't promote it.
Yeah, like, because the thing is, if you look at him, you would never know because he doesn't look like the archetype of a Dominican. You know, when you think of a Dominican, you think of someone who's more light in tone, and he looks like me, like skin tone wise. And, you know, he never really acknowledged it until he said it. And that's why people like, huh? Really? And then when you look up his lineage, one of his parents is Dominican. I think it's his mother. And I think his father is FBA. So he kind of reminds me of Miles Morales.
Yeah. Let me see. Where is it? 25 kids said, get off my screen. 25 kids said, Black Authority said it best. He said they didn't buy BT for the legacy. They bought it for steal the culture and remix our culture for themselves. Well, I mean, we left BT where Bob Johnson sold it.
Mm-hmm.
You fired Free and AJ. So why do
Yeah.
we watch 106 at Park? Ain't nobody was watching Cedars World like that anymore.
Oh man, you
Teen
took
Summit was gone. Teen Summit went to hell.
took me back with this because like back in the early 2000s, like that was a great time. The 90s and the early 2000s was just a great time to be alive. It was even a greater time if you was a kid growing up in that time. And BET has some great programming back in the day when it was owned by Bob Johnson. You just named, you know, Teen Summit. I remember they had BET Nightly News, you know, 106 in Park. I remember when 106 in Park, if you wanted to request a new video, you had to call in. You couldn't go online and request it like they did later on in the series. You actually had to call in and request a video to be in a particular spot. I'll never forget one time they did a poll online. I think it was on Twitter back when I was in college. And they had asked, it was like, you know how sometimes they'll bring a guest on, and if they're an artist, they'll say, you know, we'll put their top, you know, some of their songs up there, and you choose which songs they want. And Jamie Foxx was there. And I think at the time he was promoting maybe Ray or some movie he was promoting. No, I was in college, so it couldn't have been Ray. But anyway, they said, you know, make a request of a song you wanted to hear from, you know, what to play on the air. I requested Blame It on the Alcohol. And tell me why I just happened to go away. You know, I didn't watch it or anything like that. Someone said, you know, they gave you a shout out on 106 in Park and picked the song you requested. And I missed it. This was back when Terrence J and Roxy was hosting.
Oh, before they gonna leave that alone.
Okay,
we'll leave that alone.
I think I know where you was going with.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone. Somebody said, I hope y'all wrong for that. He said, I hope Fabulous don't never turn into Sammy Sosa be brighter than a brick of cocaine. God.
Oh, well, Frankenberry.
Or Frankenberry.
That was the first
BET Uncut. Hey, BET Uncut sunk Nelly's career, bro. I'm just gonna tell y'all that.
You mean with that tip drill video?
Yeah.
And whenever people
going to Spellman, yeah, he never recovered from that.
Yeah. That BET Uncut was something else. Remember when they also too they had what was the one where the one where they would play like the slow jams, like the R&B slow jams. BET, it was BET late. I forgot what that thing was called.
Wasn't a Quiet Storm.
No.
Oh, let me find. I don't remember. BET R&B show.
Midnight Love.
Midnight Love, right?
That's what it's called. Midnight Love. That's I had to type it into Google. It was called Midnight Love. They would play that, and then right after that, they would play BET
Uncut. You saw some shit.
Exactly.
And then the funniest part of it, you would watch that, and then it would go like play paid programming for like 2 hours, and then you go into Sunday Best.
And then you remember
and BT
also
Gospel.
Remember the one they used to always play? What was his name? Pastor Kearney Thomas.
God!
If you left your TV on, he would be your alarm clock. Every morning at 4 a.m. because I remember what time it would come on, and I would never forget because I was in college my freshman year in 2007. I left the TV on one time and I heard him, and I woke up. I'm like, who is this guy yelling God into the screen Pastor like Kearney. That? And I passed the Kearney Thomas going around selling his personal prayer package.
Yes. All right. Dark Skin Brother, hello. Eric Johnson, hello. Film Animation Art, hello. So he said, who's going to be the next celebrity has been to come out talking against us next? I wonder. That's a very good question. Well, after the midterms, wait, they got what? They got about a month. I'm sure they could probably bring somebody outside. Well, Meek Mill done already did his shot.
Mm-hmm.
I had to think. Well, Samuel Jackson, he on my shit list right now. But
Why?
He's smart enough because he's helping fund Wes Moore, him and his wife.
Oh,
yeah. So
that's not going to stop you. That's not going to stop you from watching Secret Invasion, is it?
Nah, but that's years down the road. He has time to make it up to me.
It's not years down the road. It's next year. Not even a whole year from now. Either comes on in March.
Okay, he has 365 days to make it up to me. Or I'm gonna go in that theater hoping he gets killed off in the first 5 minutes, like a horror movie.
It's gonna be a show.
Yeah. Has been black celebrity. Damn, that's a good question.
I just wish we can get. I wish we can get the Sambos out the paint like we did with Stacey Dash. That was probably one of the best.
You know, she's trying to make a
ever.
comeback in that Corsica movie, right? She's trying to reinvent
movie?
herself. That Isaiah Washington movie about Bass Reeves.
She's in that.
I think she plays his wife.
Oh God.
They said she was pretty good in it. I'm trying to see if he could get on. If he could get it in Atlanta, because he just said he's going to do it in Louisville. I'm like, you might go to Atlanta. I'll do a review on it.
Not the woman who went on and embarrassed herself at the Oscars talking about some happy Black History Month, like people knew who she was. I said, go sit down. And what you had on looked like you got it off the rack at Walmart. Like, go sit down.
Alone. She's been through a lot.
She looked like she came out wearing a nightgown. Go sit down somewhere.
She's a DV abuser. She's been through a lot.
That one.
Speaking of
I keep telling people it's so sad because Stacey Dash at one point was heavily sought after. I don't know what happened in her life. Just like I don't know what happened to that kid coming down that slide.
She went down that.
Her most recent stunt was talking about she didn't know DMX had died, even though the man been dead for over a year. Yeah. Talk about out of tune and out of touch.
Oh, by the way, folks, we got us a new Jodi Arias. She's up in Brooklyn.
Oh, I thought you were about to say a new Jodi Arias movie.
Oh, nah, they wouldn't do that. They tried. Don't you remember how they tried to hide that chick?
Yeah,
they wouldn't want to show her court case and everything. But the people got pissed.
We saw the pictures, and she was up there looking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Then,
yeah, this woman drowned all 3 of her kids.
Oh, that's not Jodi Arias. That's Susan Smith.
They drive her car into the lake and then claim that she was having a mental breakdown. They let her off.
No, Susan Smith was the one that drowned her kids in the tub, and they claimed a black man broke in and did it. Remember?
Yeah, but this chick didn't. She didn't claim no black people this time.
I'm glad people can see.
Oh, this will make you happy too. Ben Crumb's getting sued.
By who and for what?
Donta Wright's
Dante Wright
family. Yeah, because he was running the fundraiser and
he ran off with the bag
and proceed. Yeah, they don't like the way he was running.
We told people that he was an ambulance chaser for years. Like that's really all he does is he collects the money and he runs, much like Patrice con artist Colors in that $6 million house that she and her wife bought in Topanga, California, which I didn't even know a place in California called Topanga. I said the only Topanga I knew from Boy Meets World.
Money up there, baby. You got to have money to live in Topanga. But yeah. What did Warnock do now? We're gonna save that for Twitter things. We're gonna save that. I don't want to shoot that load yet. Pause. All right, you know what, folks? Let's just get into it now. Let's just get into Twitter things now. All right, folks, when we do Twitter things, this is videos that I've curated over the week from Twitter so we can have laughs and conversations.
And I see your topic written in the search.
Oh yes, we got to start with this, folks. This is breaking news. Herschel Walker went outside to go have his he had to go do his rebuttal against his son. We got
holding a gaggle.
Yeah, he emergency got all these reporters to come out to go hear him respond to these allegations. We got to hear what this man said. We got to hear what this man said. Fair use, by the way, MSNBC. Fair use.
Any of the mothers of your children?
No.
To ask why? Why not?
Why'd I need to?
Well, because according to the article, one of
he's starting off bad.
Who paid for her to have an abortion is also the mother of one of your children. It seems like that's an easy way to.
Because of the article, I had more kids. That's why I didn't reach out to anyone, because I said no, and that's what I mean. When I said no, I said it's not correct. That's a lie, and that's what I mean. That's a lie.
But if the woman said that,
yes, let me go to her.
He already fucked it up.
Right. This is why they don't want him to debate. He can't even handle these. He can't even handle these questions.
Totally different than if this did happen.
Hold on one second.
I said when I was my ex-wife in my past, nothing to do with what this woman said. I said this here, the abortion thing is false. It's a lie. And that's what I said. I said, anything happened with my ex-wife or what Christian was talking about, I don't know. But as I said, if anything happened, there's nothing to be ashamed of, because my ex-wife and I have been the best of friends with her husband and my wife. So that's the thing that I've said. And I said nothing about if it did happen, because I said that's a lie. Let me go to somebody else. Let's go over here. Let me go over here. Let me go over here. Let me go here. Wait, let me go over here.
I'll put it to you. What's your, just really quickly, what's your reaction to people so close to you? Your son, a mother of someone who says that she's the mother of your kids, saying that you're lying. What's your reaction to people so close to you, saying don't trust you?
Well, just like what I just said, the Democrats are desperate for this seat. This seat is important. They're very desperate for this seat. I love my family. I always love my family. I'm going to win this race. I know I'm going to win.
You know who else is desperate for that seat, Herschel? I don't know if you saw it, kid, but Dana Loesch. I tweeted about her. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. I tweeted about her. I tweeted about her last night. Now, mind you, I never heard of Dana Loesch before. And you would think I probably would, but
she NRA nut.
Yeah, so when I saw what she said, I said, for those of you who don't know, Dana Loesch basically came out and said that I don't care if Herschel Walker paid an eagle to abort baby bald eagles. And I thought that was a very interesting analogy she used, considering that the official bird of the nation is the American bald eagle. And then she said out of her mouth, I want the Senate. I said, these people be parading themselves around here claiming they so pro-life this and pro-life that, and they're really not. And they will undercut, they will cut your throat, they will stab you in the back, pull the rug from under you, throw you under the bus, throw you down a tunnel, anything, all at one time if they could. And if y'all don't remember, Richard Spencer said a few years ago that white supremacy isn't about fairness. It's about winning at all and at any cost. When she said that, that told you her mindset right there, but she's not the only one with that mindset. She was just the one bold enough to actually say it, which means they could care less what Herschel Walker, for them, what he allegedly did, even though there's more proof that he actually did than alleged. But
exactly,
they only want to win no matter what, which means they could have did this without Herschel Walker, but because he had a name and he was black, that was even better for them. Like, they are salivating for this. Now the bigger question is, if Herschel Walker wins, what are they going to do with him next? That's the big question that I have.
Well, he served for 6 years. I said this when he first ran. He's gonna win because white people look at him as the status quo. Georgia's gonna vote for this man, regardless of this.
Of course.
Okay, folks. I'm gonna educate you a little bit here. As dumb as he sounded just now, he just solidified his own vote with that base because he came off flawed. Yeah, he had to talk to the media and say what he said, he came off like a flawed individual, and that's one thing that people like in their politicians. They admit their flaws.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to win November 8th. But I'm going to need this fool to go get a new PR team. He didn't do this right. I don't know where the hell right. Wadley, Georgia is. I don't know where that is. He should have did this in Atlanta.
Wadley, Georgia.
He should have did this on Peachtree. He should have did this on Peachtree and 10th. Sir,
well, I'm looking at the demographics for Wadley, Georgia, and it's very predominantly black. It says it's 83.89% black and 13.83%
of the city.
Huh?
That north or south of the city?
That looks like the whole. That looks like the whole city. They said it's located in Jefferson County.
That sounds south. I think that's southern. Yeah, that's south of Georgia. That's south of Atlanta. That makes sense. See what I mean? I still say he should have did it in Atlanta, but all right.
Yeah, like the black population pretty much makes up the vast majority of that town.
Okay, so all right, so you went to southern Georgia and you said that to black in a black town. Okay. I still say he needs a new PR team, but
he's definitely agree with you.
He's gonna win. Exactly. See, Eric Johnson said it. They love their heroes. They love their heroes, and Trump loves him. So there you go.
After all, didn't he call Trump his daddy?
Mm-hmm. That's my great African American over there.
Hi, daddy.
Oh, he wants daddy to be back in the office in 2 years so he could go to the White House and present him with a football. I'd love to see that.
When I said that, do you watch The Boys?
I've seen clips, yes.
Okay, you should watch it. This season actually kind of touched on it a little bit with the Trump spectrum with one of the characters. But one of the characters in the show, Giancarlo Esposito, phenomenal actor in pretty much anything that he does.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking to one of the main characters of the show, and it was an incident that happened that caused him to get like pushed out of the company in which watches over the superheroes, quote unquote, of the show. And the leader of the show, basically, he has daddy issues, like some severe daddy issues, and he basically hangs off of that particular character's nutsack to get his approval. And it was a line that he said in there that kind of reminded me what I just said. He said, why are you looking to me for approval like I'm your daddy? When he says the line, the way he delivers the line is hilarious. And it's like a blow to this person's ego because he has a massive ego. But yeah, Herschel, like that whole Walker clan got some issues. Now you kind of see a little bit why Christina, as I like to call him, got the issues that he has.
Well, once he wins, you know the conservatives gonna turn on him.
On who?
Like the white liberals are already turning on him. Like the New York Times roasted that boy today. They basically said, like Professor Black Truth said, they're not gonna let him reinvent himself.
Yeah, he basically I'm guessing he let the true side of him come out this time around.
He pigeonholed himself. Yeah, he tried to play that conservative role, and all this BS came out. He came out like
it's crazy. Like it's crazy because you said like when he was talking about all the little rants he would go on when he talked about fatherhood. The whole time I was talking about me and my dad and lack of the father that I didn't get from him or my other siblings.
Yeah, and then he tried to run to Florida. Like that's gonna help you. They ain't gonna help you.
Of all places, you went down there with the snowflake.
Exactly. You went down with your Cuban daddy now, but hey, Christian Walker, guess what happened to you, sir?
See, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
Yeah. New York Times don't. Nah, they ain't calling you up for no exclusive interview. They just said we gonna. But yeah. So Herschel. Damn, Senator Herschel Walker
has a very interesting ring to it.
That's how Christian looked after he read that New York Times article. God. See, if he was, on code, he would have landed on his feet. It did the Harlem Shake. But he not on code.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to hold that.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, even though Christian Walker came out and said what he said, he still burnt a lot of bridges, especially when it came to black people. So it's like, yeah, you called your dad out. But a lot of people are also questioning why did it take you so long to do it? And it's like, okay, are you trying to look for sympathy or whatever that is? Because if you're looking for it from us, you're not going to get it. Like I even said it in my video. I said, in a way, this is kind of his wake-up call. I said it towards the end.
Yes, sir. All right, let's continue. We have to go to the continent, ladies and gentlemen. We have to go to the continent. Now, South Africa, for all intents and purposes, how do you feel about South Africa in terms of them being on code?
Are they?
I mean, from what I've been seeing around FBA, I mean, they've actually accepted a lot of South Africans because they actually keep it real down there. I mean, a lot of them still coon a lot, but
yeah,
from what I've been hearing in spaces, they've been a lot of them been talking the way you guys have been talking. And I think they've said that they're probably one of the few countries on the continent that actually understand what's going on and they're actually wanting to be on code.
Right. I mean, as long as, if they have to prove, they have to more than enough proof. All you got to do is ask the question, what is your stance on reparations for foundational Black Americans? As far as I'm concerned, that is the general question,
the gold standard question.
That's that's like the gold standard question to ask nowadays is, what is your take on reparations? And if it is not the answer that we want, then you are off code. We know for certain who not to ask, because we really don't care what they think. We already know what they think. But when it comes to asking like other Black people in the diaspora, shoot, even other FBA, because a lot of them are off code too. Fake them. Coons. Well, I'm not gonna say coonstress but fake them.
Yeah. The hell with him. Oh, well, you know what? We're gonna do it. I gotta see if he says something about that girl getting gunned down in California. I gotta see.
I think I remember you bringing that up.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
He definitely did a video talking about Kanye West and the Coonstress wearing them White Lives Matter shirts.
I'm sure he probably put them over.
I didn't click on the video, but I could tell by his thumbnail, he probably
the thumbnail. Did he have one of them on?
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if he orders one.
He got mailed one.
Yeah,
I did have a thing about that picture. Why was she standing so close to that man, like she was holding this man's hand?
She was holding his hand. That's the thing. That's the thing I kept telling people that they kept overlooking. I'm like, why? Okay, we can talk about them wearing the shirt, the White Lives Matter shirt, because that's the standout focal point. But if y'all look down, if you look down, they are literally locked hands, holding hands like this.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, hold on.
A minute.
And I'm sitting here saying to myself, I'm like, wait a minute, Candace, aren't you married with two children?
Mr. Farmer?
With two children.
The baby.
Right. She just had a baby like a month ago.
Wait a minute, Candace.
If you don't like, you can go and pull a picture up right now. You can look to get clarity. But yeah, they were holding hands.
I put a tweet up about it. I was like, this looks
like
they holding hands,
and put a red circle around it and say, hold on, why are they holding hands like that?
Go ahead. Listen, hey.
And this is not a family member. This is not what I'm saying.
Even that
wife or a husband. Huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would still look weird if that was a family member. But hey, listen, hey, Kanye, if you want to go down to the Virgin Islands, go ahead, brother. I ain't mad at you. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Yes.
Do your thing.
You can tell Candace gets turned on by propaganda. That's her kink. That is probably her kink. Could you imagine the stuff she probably says when she's having sex with her husband?
I don't want to know. I want to know what the South African said about these vehicles in Zambia. Let's talk. Let's hear what he said. This nigga's a whole general. Look at this. This nigga look like he doing cosplay for Idi Amin Dada.
I was ready to say he did kind of look like him.
Shout out to Idi Amin. They told his story wrong in Last King of Scotland.
2 stolen motor vehicles. A total of 7 suspected stolen motor vehicles were recovered during the operation and impounded after search on the Interpol database revealed that vehicles were reported stolen in South Africa. These include 1 Land Rover, 2 Ford Ranger, Toyota Fortuner. We've got 2 Toyota Hilux. Then we've got a Range Rover. I think these are the vehicles that we have since impounded, both in Lusaka and the Copperbelt.
It's so interesting. It's so interesting to see the wheel on the passenger side. Well, for us, would be the passenger side. That still amazes me. Like that would like blow my mind if I go to another nation and I actually see that. And I'm so used to getting in on the left side. And what the hell is he doing?
This is assholes being assholes. You know you heard.
Right.
Well, you know this is the UK.
Oh my God.
Are you okay? Are you okay, bruv?
Oh my God.
Are you okay, bruv?
Oh,
come on, bruv. I thought you were black, bruv.
This man fell on a combination of his head and his neck on a wooden table.
Don't you just love
I know something had to have popped.
Yeah. Why is Nance Hall trending? Oh God. Why are y'all trending? No, I'm good. All right. Whatever. That's how the Washington Commanders look this year.
I don't care. I'm not a fan of the team.
Say less. All right, let's see. Dude, okay, folk. Here we go. So Brian Kemp put this up yesterday, folk. He was in the city. I had a great morning in Atlanta with Shelley Winter, #1. That's another Trumper. And blackmail business owners from across Georgia.
Okay. I smell the trick bag.
I'm proud of what we accomplished these last few years, and I'll continue working every day to secure greater opportunity for all who call our stay home. #GAPOL. Torian, I heard what you just said, and unfortunately, I have to refute what you just said because I have eyes and ears over there. I am hearing that they actually these black businessmen have actually put concrete support behind Kemp because he actually sat down and talked tangibles.
What tangibles?
Like actual assistance for black businesses, not black and brown, not Latinx, like black businesses. And actually wants to work with black people once he gets reelected. And they said that they were going to hold him to that.
We shall see.
We shall see, because again, that's just word.
Exactly. What I find interesting is that they'll come to black people at the right as soon as that fuse is getting ready to ignite the dynamite and blow up, instead of going to them months in advance. It's when it's like when it gets to that critical point, then that's when they decide to want to go and extend the olive branch. We shall see.
Yes, we shall see. Now, I brought that up, folks, because when Stacey saw that yesterday, it broke her. Oh, yes, it did. It broke Stacey Abrams. She went on a goddamn tweeting spree yesterday, blood. So just imagine he did that around. I think he posted that tweet when I saw it about 11 o'clock in the morning. Do you understand this woman put out a tweet every hour or close, like one every 2 hours? Because she was that upset.
Well, Stacey, how do you think? Well, I can't say we because I'm not in Georgia, but how do you think the black men in Georgia felt when you told them that you just wanted them to vote for you just because? Like the only way you'll win is if black men vote for you. Like
so
that's not
this
offering
is where it started.
anything.
This is where it started.
She said it'll take 100 years for minority communities to have the same business revenue, so on and so forth.
You saw that, right?
Yeah.
Throwing Zendaya's face. You see that? All right. Minority communities, red flag.
Just like I think you had posted or did a video where you was playing something where she was asked that same question that Kamala the Chameleon was asked, but I think she was asked before Kamala was about reparations for black people, and she mentioned Native Americans. Huh?
That was with the rot back in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looked older, but when she said Native Americans, like no, Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, not Native Americans. And she threw that in there as well. I'm like, it's like it's almost illegal to say the word black or do something for black people or see black people in a positive light. It's like I said, it's almost written in the small print or in invisible ink to say anything positive about black people.
Somebody asked, she said, we're 34 days away from destiny. So somebody said, what's your backup plan?
Oh, because they said, oh,
here's the video. Y'all got to see this.
Very affirmative statement to make. But I didn't lose. I got the votes. But we won't know exactly how many because of how they cheated. I did win my election. I just didn't get to have the job. We were robbed of an election.
Using the word rigged, using the word steal. Do you think it's...
Okay, folk, I ain't gonna hold you. Now, who's ever watched? Now, Torian, you remember the show Amen? That's probably before your time.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that show. It's before,
okay. You remember one of the sisters?
I remember it.
You remember one of the sisters? You remember the fatter one, Roz Ryan?
Yeah.
Does she not look like Roz Ryan?
Wow. She does look like her. She does look like her.
Okay.
Like same skin tone.
This woman,
same
I have
face.
a deep-seated hatred for this woman.
Who is that?
Michi Alcindor. I have a deep-rooted hatred for this woman. She used to be on PBS and now she's over at MSNBC. She's one of them mammies.
Oh. You know who she kind of look like?
She's trying to be the black female Jim Acosta.
You know who she looks like? A more light-skinned version of Professor Crunk.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She went on a tweeting spree yesterday too, talking about black men again.
Miss, I gained weight because of Trump. Look, are you serious?
No, the funniest tweet I saw, but their thing got deleted. Their account got deleted. They said, man, we have pictures of you in 2010 when Obama was in office and you were still the same way.
Exactly.
So please, food deserts. And you live in Harlem, so don't tell me nothing. You live in Harlem. You can walk to Whole Foods. Harlem was gentrified by then. Don't give me that. But let's see what else Stacey said.
It's dangerous going into 2020.
I don't, because we can actually back it up. And so in response to what I believe...
Yeah, she went to the National Action Network.
I was going to say that. We know who's over that.
I spent the interim 10 days between the election and my non-concession day, as we
Another
call it.
suspected Jamaican.
In fact, someone outside asked if I'm ever going to concede. The answer is no. It was not a free and fair election. I think the election was...
It's funny that she said, I'm not going to concede the 2018 election, but she was sitting there yelling at Trump for not conceding the 2020 election.
And she still lost.
And she still lost.
And she's going to
stolen
lose
from the
this
people
one
of Georgia. I believe it was stolen from the voters. I just said it can't happen again. Thousands of Georgians had their voices stolen because they were not able to cast ballots, and they cannot be guaranteed that their votes will be counted in 2020.
She's sitting up there with Saturn rings.
Okay, folks. Unfortunately, Stacey, you dum-dum, I don't know who's on your press team or who does your research, but this state had record voter registration for the primaries. So how's that gonna work? By the way, if you look up the numbers, black people are the second largest electorate in this state behind white folk. So where's this voter suppression again? By the way, for those in Georgia, early voting starts October 17th.
That's what's that next week? Well, not
That's
Sunday,
next,
right?
That's next. Yeah,
Monday.
Next Sunday.
Okay. Yeah,
they
Sunday,
do Saturday down here. They do
Okay.
Saturday down here. So yeah. Right? No. 7, 8.
No, that's Monday.
No, Monday.
It's Monday.
Right. Next
Yeah.
Monday.
I'm about to say Sunday doesn't seem right. After all, Chick-fil-A is
no,
closed
because it
this
can
month.
be. Yeah, it's next Sunday.
Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday, and I'm sure that Stacey is very upset about that.
Shit. It's just funny every time somebody puts up a petition to have Chick-fil-A open on Sundays. They're like, you do know it's a private business.
Right.
But anyway, continue. By the way, she is a suspected Jamaican. We're still looking. The nose gives it away. But continue.
I said that the election was stolen from the Georgia voters. If it looks like it's cheating, it probably is. If it looks like it's rigged, it probably is.
You mean like the suitcases in Fulton County in 2020? But I'm not going to talk about that no more.
Process that took place during the legislative cycle was one that did not countenance and did not pay attention to the deep and real concerns of those who watched this election be stolen in the state of Georgia. It was stolen from the voters of Georgia. We do not know what they would have done because not every eligible Georgian was permitted to participate fully in the election.
Yes, it was.
My dad hates Ted.
Okay. My screen is kind of blurry. I don't know why. It's my camera. My camera likes to play focus games from time to time. I don't know why. I might have to put the table back a little bit more. But yeah, that's Stacey. And couple this with the fact, family, that she also ran outside and said voter suppression up until the 2020 election. Then they won. And then she went on TV 6 months later and said that she never said it. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt.
I bet you she could remember what she ate last week.
Shit. I don't know. She moving a little too much. I don't know. Don't know. But yeah, folks, she was look at this. There you go. There
Black
you go.
Men deserve leadership.
Why are you showing old men?
Serves them and believes in them. Read about my black. We read your black men's agenda, and it wasn't an agenda for black men.
Thank you. Thank you. But I just love how your photo for that is old black men.
Right. They don't have that much time left.
You put this up, but you exploit the younger black men that you know damn well aren't gonna have that much of a leg to stand on in this state. But go ahead. I'll let you tell it. I'll let you tell the story, Stacey. You got it. Right. But yeah, Brian Kemp broke her yesterday. She was so pissed. All right, let's continue. Yeah. Let's see what crazy white people.
All right, I suck dick for cock.
Suck dick for
cock.
cock.
What are you doing, tech job? Hey.
Oh, hey, they're degenerates.
Pressing charges. Hey, you attacked a disabled trans people person.
I thought that person had a rather deep voice.
Come and get me, bitch. You faggot. Come and
Hey, the language. Wait a minute. Okay.
A whole lot was going on in that really short video. I thought something was kind of off. I thought something was kind of off with their voice. And then they said you were attacking trans people. I was like, oh, that's a whole dude. And then they pushed him out of the wheelchair. And then you saw how they was hopping around.
Yeah. Let's de-cleanse, folks.
Oh, I love you.
I ain't even in the gospel music, but oh boy, go ahead. Get some.
And that's a little boy doing that.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I love you.
I think what's funny about the video is the fact that he is going back and forth between keeping his feet on the ground and his butt in the seat. He's going back and forth because he's into it, and he knows if he loses his footing, he's gonna fall out of that chair. I said they couldn't have got him a lower chair so he could, at least kind of be comfortable, but he was into it. And it's crazy because that's exactly how, if you go to a black church, how they be banging on them drums just like that. They be all into it. Almost like if they could jump over that drum set, they probably would.
Yeah. Oh, we have some breaking news, folks, before we finish off. Well, let's look at this. So we got us a seal. Seal's walking to the ocean. He just said, fuck it.
And fell right there in the water. I'm like, you didn't have far to go.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
I hope that a current is strong enough to push it out to sea.
Nah, if it's strong enough. They ain't strong enough. Okay, here we go. Get some. Get some. Yes, sir.
Oh!
Yes, sir. Get some again. Do it again. Woo!
I mean,
that
the way
right
he
went to
flew
the great
back
beyond,
like
boy.
The way he flew back like that is crazy.
Yes, sir. Hey, we have exclusive video of bootlickers. Would you like to see some bootlickers? We have exclusive video.
I haven't eaten. Well, I have eaten, but I haven't eaten like in a couple hours. I wasn't expecting that.
I told you I got some videos of bootlickers, boy. Oh yeah, that was some bootlickers. That's what they be looking like. That's what they be looking like. Here we go. I can't play that because that's violence and they get mad. There you go. Red Joker again.
Black and brown cola.
Fucking Red Joker, man. Goddamn Red Joker, boy. Okay, folks, we have some breaking news. Breaking news.
And I didn't pick up that it said Congressional Black Caucus in the corner.
Yes, sir. Did you know they're making a Super Mario movie?
Yeah, and Chris Pratt is playing him.
They dropped the first picture of him being Super Mario.
Is that him? Or is that somebody else?
No, that's him. Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely.
But he has to do at least one time in the movie. He has to do "It's me, Mario." I need to hear that at least.
No, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
He has to do that at least one time in the movie.
Okay, I'm just predicting this now. One of the post credits, you're gonna see Yoshi.
You know what's so crazy? You know what it is? They are trying to ride the wave of the success of the Sonic movies. You know, because when it comes to like video game movies, a lot of video games to movies, a lot of them don't translate very well. But then when Sonic came out in 2020, after backlash from the fans, and rightfully so, because that original design was horrible, and they decided to delay it and push it out in February of 2020 with how Sonic should look, it became a success. The second one was also really good. I can't wait for that third one because we know who's coming, for those of you who saw the movie. But I think they're trying, to ride the success of that, and hopefully they pull it off. I think the smartest thing they did was making this an animated type film, and it almost looks like a video game, like how the Mario video games look. So I think this could actually, work well for them.
Oh, you didn't want to see another live action with John Leguizamo showing up?
No. Listen, that should not have happened. As a kid, I even kind of like when I watched it when I was younger, I'm like, hold on. Why are we calling her Daisy when she looks like Princess Peach? Because Daisy, wore the yellow dress, had the brunette hair, and Peach had the pink dress and the blonde hair.
I guess Peach didn't sound good as a character name.
Yeah, so but yeah, that movie was all around just a mess.
Oh, they said Malika Andrews went after ESPN. All right. We might have to look at that. Yeah, this is the infamous video. This is the infamous video. Wait, I can't play. I can't show this.
Oh, yeah, I know what video you're talking about. The slave auction looking one.
Yeah, I can't show that.
But they want to sit up there and claim that, racism and white supremacy is over. Okay.
You see how they do Genuine?
Wow.
How y'all do Genuine? Like, leave Genuine alone.
Hey, Genuine's probably enjoying it. This is probably the most attention he's gotten in quite some time. So he's like, hey, let me just ride the wave. You know, I'm not coming out with any new music anytime soon. So let me just go ahead and make up these little dances and let the social media. That's who I'm talking about. See the guy right there?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in Far Cry 6. Yeah.
Yeah, and also in Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
Malika Andrews is literally on her way to being the next Mammy Steele.
Oh yeah,
and they literally
oh.
line up. They both work at ESPN. They're both biracial. They both have daddy issues. They both have self-hate issues. They both hate black men, and they both got zaddies. There you go.
Oh, here we go.
I thought that was very disrespectful for her to mention what's his name?
Malika Andrews,
Who?
ESPN.
The interim coach for the Celtics by bringing up his record.
Mazzulla.
Joe Mazzulla, I think that's his name.
Yeah,
she brought up his record.
Yeah.
Like, why did you bring that up? Like, that had nothing to do with the task at hand. And she was the only one that brought that up. People probably didn't even know that, but now people are like, oh, hold on, let me go back and look.
Yeah, he got a record.
Yeah, like 13 years ago, he got arrested for this.
I'm like, you didn't say that about Jason Kidd, and he was slapping his wife around every other month.
I bet you that wasn't even in her script. She probably threw that in there.
No, I bet you she probably freestyled that. But you'll like this clip. Fair use.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
Look at his face.
Both of you guys, I'm curious. You guys have talked a lot about how
he looked like he wanted to get
at this
up.
point, sometimes it takes experience. I'm wondering if now that you have some of that experience, if you see more validity to that point, or what you think about
what
that.
What the hell question is that? He's like, bro, he told her he gave the signal.
He can take it.
He gave the signal. See, that's brothers all cold. He's like, yeah, you got. Come on, we got another game coming up.
They already knew what was coming up with her when she said her name. They already knew that she was going to be coming with a bunch of BS.
Damn. How much you want to bet there's going to be stories coming out that these NBA players knew what she was about, and she was like, yo, man, don't talk to this girl.
And so crazy, I could never pronounce Giannis's name until after he won the championship, and I had to listen. I had to listen to it a couple times just to make sure I wanted to get the pronouncing correctly. Antetokounmpo. Okay, I said, I finally
he put this up 2 hours ago. Should I fuck with him?
Who's that?
Should I fuck? Westmore. Should I fuck with him? Should I fuck with him?
Who's that? It says Aruna Miller.
That's his lieutenant governor. That if he wins, that's going to be lieutenant governor.
Oh, so he's going. Hey, that's with his crowd, right? We know he ain't looking to put a lot of black people behind him or beside him. After all,
I'm going to ask him again.
That question gonna keep coming up more and more until we get the response we want.
Yes, sir. But he gonna say this ain't the main one. So, yeah. These people are funny. They're so funny. Yeah, Malika Andrews. Yeah, she gotta go, son. She gotta go. Maybe she'll be gone by this year. You never know, because Stephen A got some pull over there.
Exactly.
And I know he was happy as hell that he schooled her and he didn't get suspended.
Right.
Uh-oh. Mace going off again? What Mace say?
Got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga.
Now, is this murder Mace or is this Pastor Mace? Or is it like
I was going to ask the same thing.
Both? He dead. Craig Mack can't give you receipts. He dead. What are you talking about?
He said Craig Mack. This is Pastor Mace.
Everybody else you made sign paperwork so they can't talk about what I'm talking about. I'm the only one with the guts. And I sign it, nigga, because I ain't need the money. All money ain't good money. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that, nigga. You know who to play with, nigga.
That's Murder Mace. All right. All right, Murder Mace. I see you. You upset? You upset for good reason? What is this? Right said Fred said arrogant Beyonce used I'm too sexy without permission. Oh Lord. Here we go again. By the way, I'm so happy to see Marvin Gaye's estate suing Ed Sheeran. I'm so happy for that.
One thing I will say about Marvin Gaye's estate is that when they find out somebody has been using his music and they didn't ask for permission, they be on it and they be fulfilling the mission.
Yes,
like
sir.
They know exactly how to do it. Like that's how they got Robin Thicke about the paint.
You have American Deli by you?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. American Deli. I was
Yeah.
thinking of America. I was thinking about something else. I don't know if I have one near me.
Must be a Southern thing. Hot wing cookies? What?
What?
With lemon pepper sprinkles? What is this? What?
Yeah, that doesn't. I mean,
maybe they made this. No, they can't be selling this.
Okay, they said that there's only 9 states that have them, and it does seem like it's mostly in the South because I'm seeing a lot of North Carolinas, South Carolinas, and Georgias.
Okay.
In Alabama.
So I have one. Yeah, I have a few near me. Okay. So that's
hot wing cookies. No, like who's eating that? Oh, well, speaking of Atlanta, have you ever gone to the spot in Atlanta called Big Dave's Cheesesteaks?
No.
Have you heard of it?
I've seen it on Uber Eats. I just never went there.
I followed them on Instagram. I said that whenever I get a chance to go back down to Atlanta, I am definitely.
Marcel was on the mission. Sorry to cut you off. Marcel went on the mission. Shout out to brother Marcel. He ran up on Warnock. Wait, this might be old though. Let me see. That might be old. I think I remember him saying he walked up.
But
he was there today?
He said he just posted it.
Oh no, we gotta listen to this. All right, Marcel, I ain't gonna hold you, brother. You look like Laffy from One Piece, my nigga. I'm just gonna say that. I'm sorry. You look like Laffy from One Piece. But let me hear how you got on Warnock. And Warnock know who it is. That's why he looking at him. He know who it is.
What about reparations? You mentioned essential workers, descendants of American slaves. We are the original essential workers, but we never got paid. We have reparations for Native Americans, Japanese Americans that were in charge.
I'm gonna get flagged for that damn song.
What about reparations for your people? You don't talk about it. What are you gonna do for us specifically, Lydia's base? Huh?
He's ignoring him.
When we gonna chat?
Was this his fish fry?
Okay.
No, I think there was some what was it? No, it wasn't a fish fry. I think it was like some festival. I think they were having like some festival, some like fall festival today. Family and I were actually gonna go over there today, but I gotta get an oil change in my car, and I don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Even though the light just came on, but yeah. Okay. Now I know Marcel's ultimate goal is to go run down on Stacy. I know that's his ultimate goal, but you know, Stacy keeps her appearances to the vest or you know the bloomer until she go outside. But yeah.
Oh, you saw that? Did you see that? That Tariq rescheduled the rally for the 5th. Oh yeah, we talked about that.
5th of what?
November. He announced it on his latest stream that he just did.
So you're saying I might have to go to DC on the 5th,
which is that second Saturday.
No, the first Saturday. That's my birthday month. Huh.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is the first Saturday. I got it mixed up with this month, which was Yep.
Huh. Wait, did he get the permits though?
He said that he had found someone that would expedite it because you know that they have some kind of other I don't know what it is happening that same
weekend. It's a BLM reparations rally.
Yeah.
And I actually talked with that dude Naeem online, and I told him if Hawk Newsom's involved, I'm not with it, because PLM's gonna be all over that. What the hell is this? Oh, that's New York. Yeah, you see that in New York the other day. What is this?
Look, we are told this happened at Ballou High School.
White high school staff
yesterday.
put 16
Two
in the
can be seen
chokehold.
arguing before the staffer you see right there puts the student in a headlock.
Oh hell no. No. I'm surprised this school is still standing. No. Okay, we're gonna.
They love. Like I said, they love putting their hands on us. Did you see that video that I did in the courthouse?
The courthouse? No, I don't think I saw it yet.
It was one that I did. It was a black family that just found out the verdict of a person that took out their sister. He got like a slap on the wrist, and the brother went off in the courtroom, and they was taking him out of the courtroom. And the white cop that was there kept trying to put this black man in a chokehold after he just learned the verdict of this man that killed his sister. And luckily, the black cop that was there was on code and like kept him off of him, because he literally was going to try to do the same thing that you saw in that video.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out after this is over. That's a nice dog. Why the hell is it? How is your dog not on a leash? Yeah, I ain't with this, man. That's how y'all get caught up with these fools and these race soldiers. Yeah, I ain't with that. Why does William Shatner look like a? I'm gonna be quiet. I'm finna be quiet. I mean, bless him. He's 93. Bless him. Oh Lord. Whoa. Uh-oh. Really? So all this money we pay for taxes and keep these people safe, and their American-made cars having problems?
I think I briefly heard about this, but I didn't care enough to explore it.
How did you strike? Dude, you're in a tunnel. How did you strike the curb?
Maybe one of the people driving was the one on her lawn.
Shh. Listen, from you going to an illegal immigrant into the Secret Service, that's a hell of a jump. Would you like to hear what 50 Cent's son said about child support? That man says $6,700 a month is not enough.
Is that what his mother told him to say?
I don't know. I remember that story though. He was 50 had to pay 6 figures.
But wait a minute, how old is his son?
I think his son is what, 19 now?
Yeah, because I'm like, his son is definitely not a minor.
I know. No, their case, he has to keep paying child support till 21. I know that. Yeah. But I remember that case. He was about to pay $675,000.
Yeah, the whole dynamic between 50 Cent and his oldest son has always been a rocky one. Like it's like they never had a moment at least in his teenage years, at least, that where it actually looked like a father-son relationship. And then of course, 50 Cent had another child, and a lot of people was like, wait a minute, why are you treating the more fair-skinned child more better than the one that's who looks more like you? So that colorism argument came up.
Yeah. But how do you go into court saying that like $675,000 a year ain't enough, and you working and he paying the house?
That's because I have a feeling it's not him that's asking; it's him speaking as a middleman through the mother.
No, I'm saying no. When he first got the deal, and she put him on child support, she was prepared to get $675,000, and she was a nurse making 6 figures, and she ran in there and said that ain't enough. So the judge said, "All right, this is what we finna do. You gonna get $67,500 for the year." And 50 was like, "Yeah, I'll pay that. I'll pay it." And he ran out of there.
She probably was crying in her handkerchief.
Come on, God.
Oh yeah, she fumbled the bag.
I can't even go.
Bro, just go. Get the fuck out the way. Look at this motherfucker, man. Call it. I'm gonna wreck my fucking.
I don't know what squirrels in real life actually do that, but when I'm driving, they run out the way and stay out the way.
I want to know where he got the suit from. And do they make it in coons? Because I could do many a video with that. Oh, one of your videos is about to start playing.
Yeah.
Really?
The one about
pulling
Jody,
the hot sauce.
The one about Jody Green.
Yeah. This nigga about to he pulling the hot sauce. Hit him with the skip to him.
Bro, go, bro. You go. I'm trying to go. You in the goddamn way. Look, you go this way. I'm gonna go that way.
I would love to be one of their neighbors that look outside and see them doing this.
Oh shit! Look at this damn squirt.
Yeah.
Come on. God.
Maybe I should have asked the squirrel how he feels about reparations. Oh, Brittany Cooper ran her mouth again.
And we were just talking about her.
Yeah, okay. Vote Warnock, vote Abrams, vote Kemp out, say hell no Herschel. GOP ain't doing shit for black men, but offering up Herschel Walker as their ideal black masculinity, and our ancestors definitely didn't die for this. Y'all know that dude is ridiculous. Shut him down. Okay, I'm going to be nice. Fat Broad, you are in New York. Okay?
Right. You have no control of it.
Yeah, you have no control over this. Just like I may rag on Eric Adams, but I ain't gonna go out there and tell black people how to vote.
Oh, the Joe Biden in New York. I said people should have been hip to him when he said that. I will never
should have been hip to him when he was Brooklyn Borough president, but they didn't want to vote for the white man because they say he racist. Okay. All right. Yeah, and you got. Oh, somebody asked the right question. In what way? I'm curious. Let's see what they said. Because they are Democrats and aren't telling us the truth about the party, just towing the line, maintaining status quo, black man in America, and holding my right to choose or have any type of feelings they don't agree with as a black man hostage. All right. You said it. Okay. You got it. Of course. Why is Jake Tapper worried mixed with Jeff Goldblum worried about our elections and you all the way in California?
Right.
Worry about Newsom, sir.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know what? I'm going to say something that Torian's going to say. You might be out of line. I would rather Herschel Walker than Maxine Waters.
To get a cheap laugh?
No, as a representative. I would rather.
That's a no-win.
At least I know where Herschel stands. He stands with Whitey. I know how to deal with him. Maxine be talking like she for black folks, but then she'll run black folks off the street because they're homeless.
Yeah, that was real tacky on her part. They was like, go home. They was like, we ain't got no home to go to.
Well, you ain't staying here. Get out.
And then she chuckled after they said it in their face.
Oh wow! So yeah, I gotta try to see if Professor Crumple blocked me. I gotta get to that. Ooh, wait a minute! No! Don't threaten me with a good time now. Federal investigators indicate they have enough to charge Hunter Biden.
Not the
that means
sloper.
Nothing. I want to see the steel handcuffs.
Not the ski sloper. That's my that's my nickname for him. I love him to give out nicknames, and that's mine for him. Is ski sloper.
I love how they use this normal ass picture.
Yeah, like where's all them other ones where he's like, well, I'm not going to demonstrate it on here, but ski sloping. Or like that one where he, was on, on that webcam.
Wait a minute. They're gonna arrest him for tax on a gun purchase.
That's it. I mean, we can think of a few other things why he should have been arrested and should be charged with, but okay. But my hashtag, Operation Protect the White Boy. No matter how young or old he may be, he must always be deemed protected.
Tariq's trending again. All right, bless him. He trends every 2 days. Bless him.
Remember that time when Tariq and reparations was trending for 2 weeks straight? I forgot when that was.
And then Twitter was like, "Nah, we can't have this." And then they did a 24-hour purge.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the funny part? Where's the funny part? Why is this? Why does he have no shoes on? What is
in the world?
this? Oh, I can't. No, that's violence. I can't show that. What is? What the hell? I swear, bear
Is that a
stole my image
rabbit?
on the loop. No, that's a bear.
Or a bear?
He took his dog's chew toys. He took his dog's stuff. Ain't that a bitch? Man?
And ran off with it.
All right, a couple more, and then we're gonna get up out of here. What else we got? Yeah, there's go Stud King. Here we go. Nina Turner sitting there talking about goddamn reparations, and then you retweeting a racist white man. Oh man, you can't make this shit up. Okay, universal free school lunch programs established during the scamdemic to help millions of kids are ending after not receiving funding. Meanwhile, our government had no issues passing a $768 billion defense budget. This isn't about what we can afford, it's about priority. You idiots voted for that. I'll say it again. You idiots voted for that. Y'all voted Biden and Harris in. You got everything you wanted. Okay?
Did you hear about the guy?
Did
you hear about the guy, the protester that ran onto the 49ers football field and he got tackled by two
he wants
players?
to sue now. He wants to sue now.
Of course.
And I'll say, you know what? Go ahead. You'll get laughed out of court.
Hold on right quick. I'll be back.
Yes, sir. What's the first line that comes to mind? First line that comes to mind is CMB, we all we got. Dude, you know what? Hey, folk, let me tell you something. This picture right here, this is gonna be like an FBA reunion photo right here. This is gonna be y'all's reunion photo. This is how y'all gonna look in like 30 years. This is a post reparations photo. This is gonna be like, this is the day when our first checks dropped. We had to get dressed up for the occasion. That, or you say, I'm going to tell my kids, my future grandkids, this was the new Panthers. You good?
Yeah.
All right. So I was telling the folk, this is going to be the FBA reunion photo in like 30 years. This will be like the photo they say this was the day where we got our first checks.
Wow.
All that blood, sweat, and tears we put in. And then the government boss didn't like it. Fun times. This is what a time to be alive, right?
Right.
All right. There was one other thing I wanted to show you. Yes, here it is. Here it is. Now, folk, I want y'all to look at this photo, folk. Look at this photo. You are reading correctly. You are reading correctly. I'm going to put out a prediction. Another one. If the Republicans get both houses, DACA is ending.
If they get both houses, a lot of stuff will be ending.
Oh, yes, sir. But yes. But again, this right here, a Democrat judge struck it down. A lot of people are trying to hide that fact. Just like they tried to hide the fact that it was a Obama appointed judge that said, Stacey, you lost your lawsuit. Over the voting.
That's why we keep saying that it doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum they're on. They all, at the end of the day, meet somewhere in the middle. Like they literally have some common ground somewhere. You know, they put on for appearances that, you know, that they're so different, but they have more similarities than differences.
Yes, sir. And look at the 3 states. Half of the 594,120 live in California, Texas, and Illinois. Afro and them will be happy. But yeah, that's it, folks. That is it. That has been another edition of Twitter Things. Yes, sir. And madams. We gave the Coos the blues.
Oh, fucking God.
Yes, sir. But yes. Damn allergies. I think this surgery that opened my allergies up again. Damn it.
Bless you.
Oh. I think this is like the 9th time today I sneezed.
Wow.
Right. I think I'm good now. Yes, we are good. And for all intents and purposes, who don't know that that's Zesty Nigga. Saucy Santana. All right. All right, folks. We're gonna get up out of here. Taurean, thank you so much for joining me on Talkz.
No problem. I'm glad I was able to come on.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to your live stream tomorrow. How you gonna go in?
Yeah, I have a few things we will be discussing. One of them you just put up on the screen. So
yes, sir.
That's definitely going to be a topic of discussion for sure.
Yes, sir. And yes, it's been fun. It was very much fun. Very much fun. So for those who are not initiated with you, just tell them where they can find you, and then we'll get up out of here.
All right. For those of you who are unaware, you can find me here on YouTube, Taurean Reign Reloaded. Also on Twitter at Taurean Reign Reloaded. I think that's the same. It's the same name. And on Instagram, it's Taurean_Reign.
Cool, cool. All right, folks. Oh, by the way, for Joe Biden, we always got to do it.
Insult to my existence.
Got to do it. Wow. All right, folks. Take care. Stay safe out there. Enjoy the weather as it continues to get colder.
Right.
And the other hemisphere starts to warm up. Bless them. Mm-hmm. But you know what to do when you see a white supremacist outside.